We going.
And welcome back to Oasis Valley Mysteries. Last we left off, this newly formed group, some of them knowing each other before, others just met this day, have tracked down and detained, and unfortunately, well, depends on your point of view, eliminated the Chupacabra threat, as it seems for the moment, but in doing so, they've discovered that two new threats loom over the loom over the valley. Okay, sorry about this.
Not to interrupt you, but did a cat meow just now?
I did hear a cat.
It's a little squeaky.
Yeah.
But
The squeaky cat.
Weird.
Let's see. The scene begins as once again we start by the river's edge, as there's a man sitting by his truck in a folding chair, just parked near the river's edge, and he's got a little radio sitting by his side, and he has a little campfire going. It looks like he's either been camping or he might even just be living out here, might be homeless, you're not sure. Just sitting there, river's edge, kind of enjoying the night as the crickets and the cicadas are going. And the radio crackles as the music he was listening to pauses, and a voice comes out and goes, "Once again, an alert has been issued for the Redemption and surrounding areas to avoid the waterways, both river and canal, as reports of a possible contamination from Pluripotent's factory may have leaked into the river." And the guy flips off the radio, or changes it to another station, just grumbling. It's not the first time he heard it, but as he's just sitting there, there's a faint splash of water near the shore that's not too far from him, and he looks over, just kind of curious, and there's a moment where, even though the moon is just a sliver in the sky, he sees something glint off of the moon and the firelight as a cluster of shining eyes just seem focused on him. And the man stumbles to his feet in a fright, but then there's a splash as the eyes disappear, and as he's staring, he hears water splashing and thrashing as he looks on, and through the gloom he manages to see, as the firelight glints off of first black exoskeleton and then pale armored scales in pursuit. And we pick up now. It has been a few hours since we left off. Fred, you were actually getting ready to go into work, as exhausted as you were, when there was a call. Kind of like the shift lead, kind of your manager, and he goes, "Don't worry about coming in, Fred. Museum shut up for the night to deal with. I'm sure you've heard about this, and you have the night off."
Oh, wow! Does that mean my paycheck's gonna be a little lighter this coming?
Oh yeah, Fred. How are you feeling considering your encounter earlier?
Yeah, I got the shit kicked out of me. So
Yeah, like last I remember, we were driving to get him medical care at the zoo.
Yeah, you guys were coming to the preserve because we have medical.
That's right.
Here.
So yeah, I guess we would pick up there. You're in the little medical ward. It's more of a veterinary, surgical area kind of thing. But yeah, one of the people on staff, they are trained in human first aid as well as veterinary science, so they do manage to get Fred patched up. I'd say you heal probably 2 harm.
yeah, well, okay, that brings me back up to full.
Oh, yeah, 1 or 2 people could do it because I think Gray was hurt as well.
I have a harm, but I'm fine.
Okay, is anyone else hurt?
Because you specifically, your haven has an infirmary, right?
Yeah, you can heal people up here and have the space for 1 or 2 people to recuperate. Keeper will tell you how long a patient's recovery is likely to take, and if you need extra supplies or help.
I have
Okay,
one
yeah.
harm, but I can heal that pretty easy. But I mean, as long as it's here.
Yeah, like now is the time. Shit's gonna go down.
I'm good. I don't think I've been hit yet.
Carlos or Winifred?
But
Olivia's not gonna
whoever,
say no for an answer.
You go.
whoever did get injured.
You go ahead, Carlos. Winifred
I'll
has
get
Winifred has the ability to just eat people, so she'll be fine.
You are resistant. Olivia's there with her hands on her hips, just staring at you. Carlos.
I'm fixing myself. Give me a gosh dang second.
Nope, sit down. She puts you to a chair.
I'm fine. I'm fixing myself. Don't freaking worry about it.
Ooh. You sure you're gonna be alright? Wait, Winifred? Winifred? There.
She looks at you, takes out a bottle from somewhere, pours it into a cup, screws on a lid, and puts a straw in it that spells out the word bitch. And just kind of starts drinking noisily.
Sure, alright.
She's a vampire. She doesn't have to make sense.
Is it wrong mentioning it's like a blood slushy?
I don't know, what does the pluripotent stuff look like?
It looks like blood.
Just looks like blood, so it's just kind of like a
Dark red,
It's
kind of
thick.
thick.
Yeah, it's thick, but it doesn't look like a slushy thick.
Yeah, but like
But
she
not-
got some ice.
Kind of
and
like
poured
cough
it over.
syrup thick.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be delicious for me. Not cough syrup, but I mean, delicious for Winifred.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, the way Winifred or vampires they abuse drugs is they just go drink someone who is currently on them.
Winifred doesn't think they
But-
taste very good, so she doesn't do that.
Well, when you smoke pot, it makes you hungry. So,
Two birds, one
You-
stone.
As
Hey,
you are all
Ed.
getting,
Sure.
I was just gonna say, as you're getting them patched up, George walks in and he's just checking in. He goes, "So, how's everyone feeling?"
Well,
Well-
like I've been mauled by a friggin' tiger, basically.
Well, at least you're patched up for now. You just gotta be careful. Don't put too much strain on these.
Yeah, gonna want to not pull these stitches.
Yeah.
Well, the kids are all right though, so you know.
Oh yes, that was one thing that we left off. Carla did eventually. You do know, Carlos, that wait, was it Carla? Their kids?
One of my
Yes, Carla.
waitresses had the kids,
Yeah, Carla.
and we dropped them off and went. We're getting him medical help, and then left.
Yeah. But it was like as you were leaving, Carla showed back up as like you were driving off, so she wasn't able to thank Fred yet. But you do know the kids are safe.
Good. Good job, Fred.
So, you guys know that there's like a giant crocodile man.
How do you pronounce it? Scene?
Sir Andre?
Sir Andre is what they're called.
Did you call him Scene?
Sir, what?
You call them scene.
Man, no, wait! Scene 0, close.
Freudian slip.
Scene.
All right, so we got a Sir Andre running around.
You mean like the
Ah.
wrestler?
Yeah, I guess it was pretty big.
I'm glad I'm the one who thought that.
Yeah, so
George just kind of pipes up and goes, "Actually, I think it's like a old like medieval term for well gators or well crocodiles."
Oh yeah, I remember how they used to have problems with crocodiles in the sewers in the Middle Ages.
Get them gators in the moat.
This is an in-joke between me and Zero, because
Uh-huh.
together we hatched this idea.
Here's my contribution to Midgeham.
So,
I goes, I got.
what do we know about these? Like, is there any way we can lure one away from like more populated areas? Do they have a preferred prey?
Well, I'll tell you this much: it didn't eat me, and I appreciate that pretty much.
Yeah, so
And
that's a good thing to know.
George
Red is
kind of
not the
thinks
preferred
and
prey.
goes, well, I do. There's some of Lucia's files that we kind of keep for reference, and it had some of hers, some of the stuff that she's heard about the endofauna, since we work so close with Pluripotent, and that would give you folks a chance to do investigate a mystery.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. I'd probably say, just for the ease, like 2 or 3 people do it, because it's not a big room. It's kind of more like a storage room that has like filing cabinets.
I have lore library, which is when I hit the books, I take a +1 forward to investigate the mystery.
That would be perfect.
I have +2 to investigate.
Same, so I have a +3 with this. Oh god, how does this rolling work again?
Oh, it's exclamation R,
Okay.
and then the dice input.
Is there a space between the dice and foot and the R?
Don't think so.
Oh, there we go. Shit.
Dang.
Also, I get some Markov experience.
I have investigate as well.
It's just no. You got that right. Just no roll. Just exclamation mark R
Okay.
Assumption.
with a space. Bots are weird. They're very specific about their inputs.
There we go, 10.
There.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, only 3 of us were
Oh,
supposed to do that.
That's fine. But
Wow.
with
13.
these high enough rolls, let's see. 10 plus, you get a hold of 2. 7 and 9, you get a 1. And let's see. I guess that doesn't really. This is more like an abstract thing for it. So, yeah, you start going through some of the files, and unfortunately, Olivia, you know this about Dr. Lucia. She's pretty much a genius in her field of cloning and biotechnology, and just various fields of biology. But she is very disorganized, and it's
great.
mostly George who keeps things running on the organizational level. So, as you're going through, but you've worked with Lucia long enough that you kind of know her methods of her own weird ways of organizing things, so you're able to find the correct little files and stuff. And with everyone's help, you find that she's actually been kept up to date with, as far as you can tell, very recent information gathered about the Sierra Andra and from what other deep rangers have observed. The same same job that Winifred has, but they are very skittish.
Mm-hmm.
They typically, as far as all reports have gone, they they completely avoid human interaction. You know, from the few people that have actually been down in the superorganism and encountered them, because typically they are very isolated, and if they even are seen, they seem to instinctively know when a person is approaching, and it is believed that they may have a form of electroreceptors or thermal receptors similar to a snake's, which Fred, when that's mentioned, and because, one of your kids was really into thinking about getting a snake one time, so you studied up on snakes, and the crocodile man, as it loomed over you, you noticed along its jaws what looked to be pits, similar to a snake's, which would explain why they are so observant, even if as you saw personally, they don't have eyes. And but also, as you're looking through, you find a file on scorpionites. Since everyone rolled so well, I'll toss this into scorpionites. They can be, depending on how well fed they are, they can be very aggressive or just completely ignore people, or just that seem disinterested in the harvesting crews or deep rangers that have encountered them, because they are fairly common predators. But they typically don't attack if there's more than one thing around. They typically like to isolate prey. Either if it's large enough, as you saw with the cow, they will sting it and wait for it to fall before pursuing. Or if it's small enough, they will jump out and drag it in to be, devoured. And as just as a reminder, Winifred, you remember this, and it's actually mentioned in the files. They do not. They have a sensitivity to acetic acid or common vinegar, because they actually have external gills similar that allows them to breathe underwater, but they are able to breathe air. Although from what you would guess, is they need to keep their gills moisture. So in this desert environment, you would assume that they are not going to be leaving the water sources anytime soon.
Okay.
Oh, and I guess for the 13, the perfect roll, Fred, you actually see that there's a little note that Lucia actually penned in herself.
Mm-hmm.
Sensitivity to light. They cannot, their eyes do not, because their eyes are so keenly attuned to drink in light, to hunt in the darkness of the superorganism, they are very easily blinded.
So if we arm ourselves with flashlights, we got no problem.
That's for the scorpionite.
And the Sierra, because they are so, they were discovered within the last 5 years or so officially, with reports of them stretching back the entire time of superorganism exploration. But they've been so elusive that they've only recently been confirmed.
Okay, so flashlights are a good idea. I'm sure we have some around here somewhere.
And I think you picked up a jug of vinegar from the farmer's house.
I didn't I? Did somebody who did that?
I think it was you.
What's that?
Pretty sure it was. Because
Why you did that?
because the scorpion's gills are vulnerable to
Hey, it
vinegar.
was because I had that information. It's been 4 weeks. Give me a break. Okay, so the Scorpionite we can subdue, sorta, and we've got Winifred.
She's gonna salute you with her jug of whatever the hell she's drinking.
So they're you need to be wary, but they're not going to be as tricky to keep a hold of as the Scrundry. Maybe we could have something to blind them in a sense with something really hot. Or something cold, maybe hide ourselves.
But yeah, that was one of the things. I did start talking about it, but then I kind of glossed over it when I started mentioning the thermal pits. One of the theories that Lucia has is that, similar to other organisms in this superorganism, it might have something like a shark's electroreceptors, where it's able to detect things by that way.
Fuck. So much for that. Okay. So that thing's just
Because there's
going
been
to
other
be
organisms discovered like that.
that's just going to be a problem in every sense of the word.
I mean,
Did I find did you
Might
was
be
there
able-
anything about favorite?
might be able
Maybe
to
he's
use
on our side. He did sort of save me from that chupa guy. I can't pronounce that word.
Chupacabra. What were you saying, Winifred?
if we need to. I mean, electro sensitivity, probably just electro current fuck with it somehow.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure that's what we do sometimes. I'm not sure how they work because I'm just there to hit things.
All right. Maybe maybe we bring some meat with us to toss to it if we run into it, so it's not going to come, after us for food. Maybe we can pacify it that way.
Maybe.
I am actually going to go look for a tranquilizer. Zero.
Yep. This place would have tranquilizers.
I wanted.
Let's see. Actually, I think I know there's actually a class that has tranquilizer gun as one of the weapons.
Ah,
I was just gonna go look that up. I think it's the big game hunter. I just look real quick.
They're
Sorry
usually,
about the dead air, folks.
That's right.
no worries.
Fine.
No worries.
There's usually not anything to worry about with the alligator fellas, because I'm not going to try to say that name.
Andre.
It's a Sir Andre.
Good for you.
Okay, so yes, Olivia, you would be able to get the hypo dart rifle, and there's the stats.
Okay, one harm. Far quiet. Okay.
Honestly,
Awesome.
just being aware that the Sandra is there and being ready to defend ourselves from it is probably the best bet we're going to get, but something tells me that,
If I can hit it with the tranquilizer, that'll at least slow it down. Hopefully there'll be enough in here to, put it to sleep, and we can
let's,
get it that way.
let's be concentrating on the things that actually are eating people on purpose here.
Yeah, but we
This-
got it. Yes,
once
but it's
they
still
get
while
it-
up a big.
Once they get a taste for human people, and they don't have to compete with the things that are in, the super organism there, they won't go back in.
Yeah.
The Sahandra isn't eating people yet.
Yet.
Be aware it's there.
Thing.
be aware it's there, but concentrate on the things that have already eaten the squishy peoples.
Yeah. Nice
So the
bright
Yeah.
one.
So like the chupacabras that are apparently still out and about,
Many
and
of those
potentially
towels.
bug things.
Yeah, we have some possibly more chupacabras,
The
the
thing,
scorpodile, and the scrandre.
the thing that I don't like is how they got out. There wasn't any breaches reported that I'm aware of. There wasn't anything.
Hmm.
There wasn't anything suspicious at the gates.
Easy.
Easy.
There you are. Oh my god.
So,
Oh,
it's actually about this time that George kind of walks back in, and he's like, "Hey, I don't mean to interrupt you," because he had left while you were all just kind of perusing through the files, and he's like, "So, I just got a call from, someone redirected from animal, redirected an animal control request, and there's a man who is out camping by the river south of town, not far from Barrett's farm, where he reported seeing something swim past, something big."
all right then. That's our first lead. Uh, who's up for going hunting?
And by this time, it is nightfall. I'd
Well, I took the
say,
night off from work, so yeah.
Hmm. It's dark.
I'm not sure how late it would be. I guess it'd be like
Pretty late.
8, 9-ish. Been dark for an hour or two, for a few hours.
Yeah. Are we all? Are we taking your Carlos's and my car? What we doing, guys? Who's coming?
Well, I'm coming. And
I hope
I'm
so.
also the only one that would probably survive a crash in that thing of yours, Carlos, so I'll go with you.
Don't insult my darling like that.
I get pretty good odds in surviving that.
It would dive on halfway down the road before it ever hit somebody.
Olivia looks at Fred and just grins. Oh, I guess you're riding with me.
All right.
And
Let's go.
George is like, David, can I talk to you just a minute?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and he kind of steps off to the side and he goes, "I had Bodhi set up the other truck with the larger cage. I don't know how big these things are, but if you do manage to subdue them, I'd prefer you have a cage on hand that might be big enough to contain them. But
Think you'll fit in the back of the truck?
maybe there's a winch and like some pulley and some straps that we use to pull up some of the sedated heavier animals. But the thing that has me concerned is when I was talking to the sheriff's office when they passed along the report, they filled me in that about half an hour ago, the sheriff's deputy found an arm on the banks of the river north of town. Turns out, seems there was someone fishing, and something, as they put it, snipped him to pieces from the pieces they found.
Oh, that's definitely the scorpion diet.
That's my fear too.
If it was Scrandre, it would be less snipped and more
Snapped.
Torn apart, yeah.
Yeah, and the
So-
Scrandre seems to be avoiding people right now.
So, I mean, it saved your friend. That
Yeah, it saved me. I'd like to give that Sarandre a good old thumbs up and maybe take it out for a cup of coffee if it was into that sort of thing.
Well,
And George kind of leans
There-
over and goes, "Wasn't he the one who fell in the mongoose enclosure?"
Yeah, I was. Just quietly. Yeah, that was him.
And it's like, I know Lucio is going to chew me out for sending out here on such a dangerous thing, but if you can track it down before the sheriffs or pluripotent can, then, and he kind of lowers his voice, kind of glancing at Hanzo. He goes, then it might have a chance to survive, unscathed. They might be able to.
Winifred is still sipping her drink and raises an eyebrow like,
We are whispering.
she is a
Vampire.
vampire.
God damn it.
But he goes, well, just, try to be safe.
Yeah. Oh wait, I think I brought us all here to heal. I forgot I was harmed.
So yeah, what's your harm, man?
Because you say that she points to her current bandage. Fine, I have another one of these already. I think that's enough for one day.
Yes. And he just kind of checked. He's like, since you have to look for chupacabras, and I'm sending you back out to hunt scorpions and crocodiles. All right.
Hey, I mean, would you not want to do that?
Oh, I'm not doing field work ever again. No.
It's not for the faint of heart, George.
And he's sorry, I was laughing at chat.
Yeah.
And George nods and goes, well, be safe. And he kind of looks and goes to the rest, all of you, just
Yeah.
don't do anything too stupid that will. And he's like,
Fred,
Her other
Yeah?
eyebrow goes up.
don't go wandering off.
I won't. You think that's the sort of thing I'd do?
won't go wandering off, Fred lied.
Don't go wandering
Fred
off.
thinks he's not going to.
So,
We should
Tommy.
grab-
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
Wait, go.
So, Tommy, everyone's been kind of. You went with the group to the preserve. They went into the. Just catching you up. They went into the infirmary/vet and patched themselves up. Then they did a little file searching, discovered some things about the Durandra and the Scorpionite, thanks to Dr. Lucia's files. But what have you been up to? Were you taking a little stroll of the preserve?
I found a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Sure.
Do those exist yet? I don't
They
think so.
don't.
Fuck.
That makes this even weirder.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm ready to
Animation
have
on those
time travels.
They are. Let me actually look that up. Hold on. This is 1992.
Pretty sure Yu-Gi-Oh's post Pokemon, and Pokemon's not till 1996.
Yeah.
First
Yeah,
ones didn't
Yu-Gi-Oh!
come out
was
We're
till
in a straight
1999.
Pokemon world.
Well,
First edition was 1999. However, Magic the Gathering, I believe, is old enough.
Yeah. Oh man. Can
But
you
if
imagine
they're
a
Yu-Gi-Oh
Pokemon
cards, you
edition
get to
based
call
on
them
the
Japanimation cards.
What?
Because anime hadn't been popularized as a term for Japanese animation. Japanimation is what they called it at this early in the 90s. So you get to
That's
call them
true.
Japanimation cards.
oh yeah, that's fucking right. Oh my god,
Hmm.
that's terrible.
It's awful.
Meanwhile, the person who was born in Japan in the room.
Hey Tommy, while you've been out, roll me a. Let's see.
In a bad situation.
You know what? Do a charm. Just because this is I'm just because.
Hey, okay, one moment. I'm doing some thingamad. Let me see if I got the command right. Yep, I got it correct. Oh.
Oh, wow!
Ooh.
Whoa!
Okay.
You get experience.
Ooh.
You do get to mark experience.
Yeah?
You're walking along, just kind of strolling along, and I guess you're just flipping through the cards, right?
Yeah.
When you like the preserve, it's kind of like set up like one of the big outdoor wildlife zoos where there's big areas that are fenced in for different animals, and with like cement or asphalt paths running. And you're going along. It looks like maybe some kids that had been on like a school trip here maybe dropped the cards, but
Mhm.
you're just kind of stopped by this fence as you're flipping through, and you hear like a branch snap, like kind of near you because you like stopped by some trees, and you look up as a foot from your face is a bird's head that's about the size of your torso, just kind of staring at you with these eyes, and it goes "Rah," and it tries to peck at the cards.
He holds one up here.
And this giant bird with a large beak snaps at the card and nips at your fingers, dealing at your hand, dealing one harm.
Yeah. Ah, damn bird.
And it squawks. And Olivia, at this point, you hear the very familiar sound of the moa as it starts to get in its bastard mood.
Oh god, oh no.
As Tommy, it looks like it's about to start pecking again.
Oh, how do we calm down the moa from bastard mode?
I mean, it's just leaning over the fence, so if Tommy ran away, he'd be out of range. But at the moment, he is within neck range of this giant bird.
I'm gonna lasso Tommy.
Okay.
You know, this is. I've had some.
Someone.
Oh yeah, let's see.
Was
What's that, Shady?
What is it with my characters and birds? What the fuck?
Okay, go. Oh no!
That's the secret. You pissed me off, Shady. My minions come for you.
Oh god, this is gonna be a funny little thing, but let's see. Now, unless you make things worse. Tommy, you try to walk, stumble back, I assume, as this thing's just. You weren't expecting an elephant-sized emu to be subtly interested in pecking at you, but you try to stumble back as something loops over you, and you're like, what? As the lasso, thrown perfectly, just, Olivia, you're just like, oh, this is the best throw you've ever had. It loops over him. As Tommy stumbles back, it tripping him, and he falls. And the moa bends down and pecks at the rope and starts lifting him up by his feet.
God.
Oh god.
Engaged in
You're
tug
still
of
holding
war.
the other end, yeah. As now it thinks it's playing tug of war with you.
Tommy just crosses his arms, just not looking enthused at all, like.
And untie yourself.
Somehow I knew this would happen.
Try and untie the loop.
It's the principle of the thing, dang nabbit.
If you don't try, you're going to have some more scars like me.
It's fine. I have my own. That wouldn't be the first, but.
It will eat you.
Hold on, let me see something real quick.
They're small enough you count as prey.
Okay. I was gonna look see if Tommy had a knife to cut the rope, but okay, we're going untying.
I don't want my lasso destroyed.
So that would be an act under pressure, I believe.
I leveled
All
up from that,
right.
by the way.
Nice. So
My peril has helped you.
Because I got an experience point because it's a marked stat and an experience point for failure.
To be attacked by a MOA is an enriching experience.
Yes, it is.
okay,
Hey.
Kevin. So okay, you get to like. Let's see. I get to choose between a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay.
Oh my God.
Worse outcome. Worse outcome.
No, Shady!
Price to pay.
You know what? I guess this wouldn't be a hard choice. I was just gonna say you. It's not. You can't untie it because there's tension on the loop with it's what a lasso is supposed to do. So you can't really untie it as you're hanging by your ankles, but you think that you might be able to slip out and lose your shoes, or you could cut the lasso. It's a simple hard choice.
Hmm.
Shady.
To be a dick or not to be a dick? That's the question.
I mean, if you need to get out, Shady. Fucking
True.
cut the rope. You need
You can
to.
get more rope. Your shoes are a little harder.
We can get more rope. We can't
Good.
get more
It's
views.
hard to find good shoes.
True. Shoes are very important.
Especially as a
Okay.
homeless
The
man.
most valuable
that's,
thing for a hobo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hold on. Well,
I was,
when all else fails, dice roller. Don't fail me now.
I was just wanting Tommy to have a nice little encounter with the bird.
Yeah, but good rolls happened.
Shady is weak to
Oh.
birds.
Apparently. Well, I'm cutting the rope, apparently. That's what the dice say.
Okay.
But yeah, I will say that with your knife, because I think you.
I don't have a knife.
Okay.
Do I just... Could I just karate chop the rope and through
No.
I'll say you
The
you don't have a knife you can use for a weapon, but you would have like a pocket knife that you'd be able to slice it. So,
Okay. Yeah.
and you fall back. It's thankfully not far enough that it doesn't do extra harm, but you're able to scrabble back as now Olivia. He's still playing tug of war with the rope. You can indulge him or let go.
Oh. Are you? Is Tommy out of harm's way now?
Yeah. Tommy's out of the way.
I'll play tug of rope. I'll play tug of war a little bit while everyone gets all situated.
Yeah, get him, keep it distracted, and yeah, Tommy, you're able to get up and back away. The cards were kind of tossed on the ground.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh God, is
And-
George secretly one of those people who was super into anime before it was really big?
I don't know about George, but there's probably someone else in the
Okay.
in the crew.
These are someone's cards. Okay.
George is actually standing there, just kind of once you stop, once Tommy's out of the way, you notice George was actually standing close by, and he's just like, that bastard.
Olivia now has a super serious look on her face as she's trying to win this tug of war with the giant moa.
And he goes, Olivia, let go before he decides to turn around and run with it. You won't be able to stop him. And this has been something he's done.
Yeah. That is so like you.
Arr!
Hey, Tommy.
Yeah. I do need to get bandaged up, though. Got my finger real good.
All right.
Oh yeah, and George is like, oh yeah, come with me, and he'll take you to the thing so they can wrap that real quick while everyone's mounting up.
Should I heal my
Nice.
one harm, or should I start at prepping things.
I mean, think of it like
You could have
this.
killed it before, since you were in there with them.
It said 1 or 2 people.
Well, now it's 1 or 2 people in there now, so you can while Tommy
Okay.
is. Because
It
it's
does
not
say-
like serious injuries that it would require bed rest.
Okay, cool.
And also, I think the gamekeeper is going to throw some shit at us, so.
Yeah.
It's fine, it's
Uh,
fine.
No harm in
I
being just a
wanna-
little nice.
We're, grab stuff to grab before we go. Got the cage. Well, hopefully. I want to get some heavy-duty flashlights for, to blind the scorpionites if we need to. And some heavy-duty, cord to tie, to, restrain them if need be. Can I find that?
I believe that would be a preparedness rule, right?
Oh yeah, I have that as an ability. Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
good.
number 4 there.
Mega chicken.
This is a sharp, so this is my best. This is my best stat. Let's see, we get 2 nat ones again. 2. Oof. Hey, 10. Okay. On a 10, I
Whoops, I accidentally moved.
9. I have it right here now. Awesome. So I have these things. Perfect. All right. I could take that. No, you can.
Yeah, you've got.
We're gonna have a Indominus versus T-Rex moment with this guy eventually. Winifred, Olivia comes out and starts handing out heavy-duty flashlights to people. This gonna bother you, Winifred?
She looks at you like.
What?
No, it's not. Thanks for asking, but no.
I'm just trying to be safe. She hands you a big. Yeah, she gives everybody a big heavy-duty flashlight, just to hurt Scorpionite's eyes if need be, and she keeps the
And you are going out into the desert at night, so flashlights are important.
Yeah, and she keeps the bindings to herself to tie things up.
Oops.
Lost my fucking lost my lasso though.
I would say since you are at the base that is
Okay.
specifically your haven, you would be
Yeah.
able to get a replacement.
Awesome.
Because lassos, I would say, are probably used fairly common on the preserve for some of the animals.
Okay.
Fucking cowboy park rangers.
Yeah.
Should I bring my flamethrower?
No.
It bothers me that a zoo has a flamethrower.
Ever.
You guys have flamethrowers.
We're not a zoo.
You've seen some
Fair
of the
enough.
people we work with. Yes, we are.
I mean, every zoo's gotta have flamethrowers. What if a thing gets in and starts absorbing your animals?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You need to. I need to protect the
Our
animals.
opponents can neither confirm nor deny that this is a liability or possibility.
You
Wait,
just had
wait,
to
when
invoke it, didn't you?
When did the thing come out?
84.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Olivia now has the theory in the back of her mind that something like that lives in the superorganism.
You just had to invoke it, didn't you?
Yeah, well.
I mean, the actor that played the thing was hired someone from the superorganism. They just branched out. This is
Like
completely
Doug Jones.
not true.
That's fair then.
It's completely not true yet.
Give it time.
No, there's actually tangent. Sorry, there was a short story I read where there was a space station that was dedicated to entertainment industry, and they were getting upset that they weren't making a good thing, like film in a while, but then eventually they find this shape-shifting monstrosity alien that accidentally stuck to one of their ship hulls, and in that final scene, it's like it finally shows up and you think it's gonna start attacking people, and like the director's like, "This is genius. The boys down in the special effects department are great," and they're like, "No, that's not one of ours." It's like, "I don't care who it is. Let's hire them," and they become like a new like interstellar movie star.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I love that.
Interstellar movie star.
But sorry. So
No, you're
y'all gather up. You've got your vehicles. Fred, did you drive here or were you driven here?
I'm riding with the zookeeper here.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Game
So
Lord.
we got the donkey, the truck,
We got
and Hanzo's car, I
1980.
think.
We got 1980s business model car with built-in car phone.
I have my now significantly more scratched up truck.
They actually fitted up the other truck because there are like two that the preserve uses.
Oh,
mainly.
okay. So I have a different truck that's going to be able to hold the cage better, I'm assuming.
Yeah, because the cage is already set up. It wasn't a collapsible one like you use for the chupacabras. This one is pre-set up in the back of the flatbed.
Okay. All right, Fred. This is where we're going to put any of these things, hopefully.
All right. Well, it's good. I got my cricket bat. I got my flashlight. I'm all ready for business.
All right.
Meanwhile, half the crew heading the direction Carlos is just driving down 50s radio playing out of this ancient hunk of junk. It's like, who is riding with Carlos, actually? So I know it's me and Winnie.
Was it
Where's Connor driving?
You'll go with Carlos and Winnie, so they have more than just two people there.
Don't call her Winnie.
It's not a character.
She actually hates that, so don't do
That's
that.
why it's not a character.
Let's
so
go.
it's like he's like driving down. It's like, all right, so are we dropping the pretenses of all of us being normal when it's just us three, or
You were pretending that you were normal?
Yeah,
I mean,
that vibe.
I mean, I'm weird, but not. Then he flicks his fingers, like a little flame comes up. Like the whole magic bullshit.
Oh, you were trying to keep that secret?
A little bit, sort of.
Connor?
I mean,
Connor, you feel an urge to know more.
Okay. I'm just listening because he's spelling it.
it's like I was trying to kind of keep it secret. I've liked living here the last 7 years. This is the most stable I've been in a long ass time.
There's the thing with the magic tape deck.
Yeah, that's where I keep all my spells. Do you know how hard it was to figure out how to put hold on. This is Grayson going to the playlist real quick. They don't have it on cue. Do you know how hard it was to figure out not only could I inscribe a spell onto a tape deck, but like I had to work with the music? It was a whole nother fucking level of shit. Like Leonard Skinner, man, took fucking forever. But yeah, I can do with the magic take deck and the fingers and the fireballing, and somehow the zookeeper hasn't caught on yet. I don't know how, but it'll be funny when she finally finds out. And I'm not gonna tell her, and you two better not tell her, because then it won't be funny, it'll be betrayal.
Alright.
On House of the Hill?
On the hill.
Who did you go with, Tommy? Us?
I guess I'm with the zookeeper.
Yeah, I don't think you guys should be having this conversation with him right now.
So Hanzo's driving by himself.
Hanzo's like,
Oh, no.
Hanzo's got like a 5-car seat. He's like, I'm driving by myself. I don't gotta carry around nobody.
Oh my god, it's quiet. Yes.
None of those idiots are in my car.
Probably the quietest it's been for him in like
All day.
all day.
But yeah, so I got weird magic spell casting bullshit. You're a vampire. And I know what, the official paperwork says, but we all know that's a line of bullshit. And you, Mr. Snuffleman,
Yeah.
you've been doing some weird shit. I don't know what it is. It's been weird shit.
So
But I'm also not telling you to stop.
So for the first time since you've probably known him, Connor cracks a little bit of a smile. He goes, I don't know what you're talking about. No one can prove shit.
Buddy, you consume enough drugs to put down a cow every 6 hours.
He's like, that's not weird. People adapt to fucking drugs. Overdose, harder to overdose.
I'm pretty sure at the point you're at, you'd be hooked up to a machine. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing that you got some supernatural weirdness. I ain't gonna stop that. That's fine. But trust me, I'm a magic
I
man.
apologize for the motorcycle.
Oh, you're saying?
It's just a guy driving next to us. Look out our window, there's some asshole riding a Harley Davidson.
Yeah, there actually is like a fairly decent biker population, or people who like to ride bikes in Redemption.
Olivia should get a motorcycle.
It's long, flat ground, just miles of highway in no direction with barely any traffic.
Hanzo's music.
Okay, but that one's a fucking bop.
Finally, some peace and quiet. Turns on the radio. Turns on the track.
Brought that all the way from Japan.
It's a comfort zone.
But oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt conversation going on.
And I'm just like, cool. As long as we're all weird on the same page. That's all I want to know. Good.
I mean, I'm not exactly hiding anything there, Carlos. I stopped doing that, and she counts on her fingers, at least 50 years ago.
I mean, that's fair. Vampires out in the public are a thing now. But you go around saying, oh, I'm a wizard, and they try to put you in a straitjacket in a mental institution. That's why I'm not allowed in Massachusetts anymore.
I mean, I'm not hiding anything really either. What you see is what you get. I'm just sick.
I mean, supernatural magic bugs, I can fucking see that shit. But yeah, so I got magic as a heads up. So if I start slinging fireballs, don't be surprised.
I haven't been surprised by anything for a very long time. You're gonna have to work a little harder at that.
I mean, we're about to go fight a giant blind crocodile that can see through electromagnetic spectrum in a place it's not supposed to be, and potentially deal with a giant scorpion of fucking an Ed size in a place it's not supposed to be, and a no man killer. And this is already more interesting than my usual evenings.
This is just a Tuesday.
Hey.
Raul Julia nods in approval.
So, what's the... We know what Hanzo is just grooving, so how's it like in Olivia's truck?
Moving right along, looking for good times and good news. With good friends you can't lose. This could become a habit. Opportunity, now it's time to reach out and grab it. Yeah, together we'll nab it. We'll hitchhike, bus, or yellow cab it. Cab it? You never seen the Muppet movie?
No. Is that out by now?
Yes, it's like an 80s classic.
Okay. Oh. Nope, haven't seen it. I mean, I know of it, but I have not really taken the time to sit down and watch it.
Is it because when the Muppets freaks are out?
Technically, it was
No,
1979, but
she
close.
Oh,
wrestles a
yeah, it's
moa.
1979.
She wrestles a giant moa as her job. No, Muppets don't freak her out.
No,
Are you
no.
sure?
You sure
Yes.
you don't get war
Look.
flashbacks when you see Big Bird? Thinking about what a Moa would do to all those little kids on
See,
Sesame Street?
one of my friends is a doctor, and he's still freaked out by fucking Muppets.
I've never been freaked out by Muppets, so no, Olivia's not either.
Muppets are people. How dare you?
Yeah. How
Yeah, and
dare
some
you.
people are just kind of creepy.
Wow.
Ooh, this is a shame. But anyway, to any Muppets listening in, we do not support what DZ is saying. Muppets are not creepy at all.
No, I love Muppets.
DZ's friend.
Well, you know I'm a Muppet.
I've met you. You're definitely a Muppet.
Thank you.
I appreciate your optimism, Fred.
Aw, thank you. I appreciate that you're driving the car right now.
Mhm.
Can you drive?
Yeah, I got my own car and everything. It's just, you know, covered in rips and stitches.
Yeah. They're gonna hate having you repair the truck. That's fine. Gives a character. She holds up her one arm that's covered in scars. Hey.
So did you get that from those damn mongooses?
I don't know. Let's see.
Sir, are you a bunch of snakes in disguise?
What?
I wish. Then my life would be a lot easier to sort out.
All right. Let's see. This one I got you. No. She she puts her arm around. This is from the mongoose. Just a little tiny one.
Yeah, careful. They bite.
Yeah.
No.
This one though, and she points at a particularly big one. This one's from the moa. Can't see them? They're on my back. I got a nice pair, a nice big one on my back.
You know how Moa tastes? I've always wondered. You know, I imagine it's like ostrich, but
Well, I'm not gonna eat it. Good luck.
you know, the people raise ostriches. You know, my brother-in-law's cousin has an ostrich farm. Says it's gonna replace beef one day. I think that's just a load of horse shit, but you know, more power to him, I guess.
Yeah, don't let your dreams be dreams and all that.
Hey, Tommy, you actually walked past an ostrich farm when you first came to town. It was actually like one of the first things. That
Oh,
first listen.
You know,
wait. Hold on, I am trying to find the voice again. Wait, is your brother-in-law the person who runs the ostrich farm outside town?
No, he's in Missouri.
Ah, I am so sorry.
And it's my brother-in-law's cousin.
Ah, I see.
You know an ostrich farm near here? Because I could go for one of those big old legs.
Yeah, it's a little bit out of town. Within walking distance, actually.
You know, I got a hankering. Maybe we should take a little pit stop. Go to an ostrich farm. Get some ostrich legs.
Nah. How about this? After we're done here and without dealing with these, I'll treat you to some ostrich legs.
But I'm thinking like, what if the aminals they like ostrich?
That's not a bad suggestion, but there's They can't hurt to go look over there later. But someone's seen one of them near this area, so
I just can't help but imagine. It's like, are you suggesting, Fred, just like if you found a dead ostrich, maybe conveniently just take a nibble?
oh god.
No one's gonna notice. It was already mangled.
After my wife left me, I've tried a lot of things that some people might think are a little off kilter.
Hey, your wife left you?
Yeah, and took the kids, and that's why I had to move out here.
Ah, shit. I'm sorry.
That's honest.
It happened. She raised up some valid points.
Hmm.
You gotta stop putting yourself down.
Yeah, like I don't know. You're a nice friend. You're a really nice guy so far.
Ah, you're all nice too.
You got some problems with Mongoose, but
Oh, they're little rat bastards, is what they are.
they are
Wait,
not.
what happened with mongoose and you?
Little filthy vermin.
He fell in their enclosure.
How did you fall
Yeah, and
into
they
their
treated me like a
enclosure?
poor innocent cobra.
They're wild animals.
Little bastards is what they are.
You went to their home.
I tripped. It's not my fault.
Yeah, they don't know that you tripped. They're just suddenly a giant predator. Well, not necessarily a predator. Actually, no. A giant predator falls into their house. What are they supposed to do?
You calling me predatory?
Humans are predators.
So it's about this time that you start crossing one of the bridges over Harmony Run, and because you heard that George said that the report was that the guy was on the western bank and the preserve was on is east of the river. So you would have to start turning off road to get to around the area that it was spotted.
Okay. All right. You ready to turn off here?
You two still having the mongoose argument?
Yes,
as
we
you
are.
You just pull up arguing about mongoose, and the rest of us are standing
I
there.
get the point. I'm a monster, and I disrupted the mongoose's
That's not
existence.
what I said.
Yeah,
That is
yeah, I
not what
get
I
it. I
said.
get it now. I understand.
That is not what I said.
Meanwhile,
I
Tommy's
said-
just eating popcorn in the back. Well, a bag of chips that was left in the back of the truck.
What?
Just
Wait.
eating enraptured, watching.
Yeah, not crazy. I didn't say you're a monster or anything.
I'll go and apologize to the mongooses. Jeez.
No, god damn it.
Wait, wouldn't you just fall in again?
Yeah, probably.
Listen. How about when this is all over and we get you your ostrich legs, I'll introduce you to a mongoose.
I feel vaguely patronized.
What? No, but I work with them.
Just get out of the car arguing like this, and the rest of us are just watching.
Yeah, yes, we are.
Yeah.
How is that patronizing? Like, it's my job. I deal with them all the time. Some people just need,
Let's just get this taken care of.
And
we're having this conversation.
as you're having this conversation, like you're walking towards like one of the areas, because the river, there is a higher bank that is built up for in case of flooding, and there is like a more level shoreline that like where Fred encountered the chupacabra and the Sierra and where the kids were at. It's not a steep incline and then river. There's actually like a bank, and it is a little bit fuller because of the recent rain that was like a week or two ago, but it's not like raging. But as you start approaching it, you did see a truck down by it and a guy comes rushing over and he's like, "Are you wait, you're not the sheriff? What? Don't go by the water. There's something in it.
Work at the preserve. This is my job.
Oh, animal control.
Pluripone.
Oh, wait,
My name's Fred.
Mm-hmm.
and they just look. They look more increasingly confused. Like,
It's fine. Don't worry. What's going on?
I don't know. I've just been camping out in my truck, and I don't know. Something was staring at me from the water, and then something chased it away, and then 5 minutes ago, I heard a shout. I don't know if it was like a coyote or a person, and he points off into the darkness, and further away, into the desert, because you are actually out of town by this point. You're south of town, and you're probably maybe by car. You're not that far away from where the Barrett farm was.
Oh.
And you're not far from the canals that you initially saw, where Barrett was killed. It's not next door, but it's okay, this seems to be the area that they've been around.
Yeah. All right, just keep your eyes peeled.
Everyone, make sure you got your flashlights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, no wait, Asa. Damn it, I can't remember the voice. Fuck. Also, we got a permit, and Tommy reaches into his pocket and pulls out the simple sheet of paper. On it says, "We have permission."
You know, it's
Written
funny.
in
I think
crayon.
by pulling that out, you've actually made us seem less legitimate.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
And he goes, yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's... The guy's like, I don't know why I'm doing this voice for him. He goes, it's just... I'm just going to stay by my truck and just kind of lay low while waiting for the sheriff.
That's probably a good idea, yes.
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to be right here? Because if it's seen you, it might want to, chomp.
There's a lot of us here.
Yeah,
You
they
may not
don't
think it's
like
worthwhile.
they don't like crowds.
Yeah, but we're planning on leaving, and this guy's going to be here by himself. You might want to drive away from the bank.
And he's like, okay, yeah, that's not a bad idea. And he's like, I'm going to wait for the sheriff, and good luck, don't die. And he starts walking back to his truck.
Thanks.
What an asshole.
Oh my god, okay.
We want to approach this.
So, he pointed off in a direction that's angling towards where it's kind of where you're in a more flatter area, but there are starts going to hills, and then the hills start going towards the mountains that surround the valley.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Better start heading that way then.
Yeah. Keep an eye out.
Let's see. Let's see. I'm just trying to see what would be the best way for you to start tracking it down.
I'm going to load
Right,
my rifle, my hypo dart.
Okay, and it is a pretty heavy dosage that the preserve would use for some of the larger mammals, like the zebras or rhinos or elephants.
Yeah. Let's
Um,
hope this is enough.
like sometimes it takes more than one to take one down, if they're really amped up, but it does witnessing it does really like slow them down.
Okay.
But
I
you know
will. I
what?
think I'll stay back and keep an eye out to hit him with this. You want to head in the front, Winifred?
Sure.
Yeah, because Winifred, the night sky, even with just the night with the sliver of a moon, it's bright enough to you that no problem.
Just follow me
Your old
then.
vampire eyesight.
She'll take point in front of everybody.
Yeah, Olivia will stay near the back so she can, drug him.
You're throwing me at things.
You're the muscle.
So you all start going off, and I guess Winifred, since you're in the lead, do a sharp.
Okay.
Can I roll to help out?
Yeah.
I would also like to roll a help out.
Yeah, same.
Welcome back, Raven.
Damn.
Connor. Let's see.
All right.
Damn.
Dang.
What?
The roll.
Oh, we're rolling. The group is everyone has gotten to the riverbank, met the guy who saw the thing and reported it, and while they said that they heard something shout, wasn't sure if it was animal or human, out in the desert nearby, and they are staying by their truck while the rest of you go into the desert.
So investigation rolls?
It was just this is actually good.
Help out.
To help out Winifred and Hanzo as they were taking point.
Ah.
And Livia's in the back with the tranquilizer rifle, the dart rifle.
Should I go ahead and roll to aid?
But the 2 11s and then decent rolls, we're good for that right now, because as you start going along, Winifred, you see that not far, it looks like it might be a road just because like you see like the plants, there's just a sudden like gap of them. But then as you get closer, you hear the sound of water. And it's like, oh, that's one of the canals. And it's one of the canals that the end of it where it rejoins the river. But as you're going along, you hear what sounds like a coyote, like yipping, not like in pain, but just like the typical coyote howling as you look off in the distance as you see a small pack of them go running away from the canal area. Like it's too dark for anyone else to spot that, but with even with just a little bit of moonlight, you're able to see that.
Keep your guard up. Something scared away the
Yotes.
whole pack of
Yeah,
us
that
ran off.
doesn't bode well.
It's actually you hear as you get closer, like you do hear like a you hear an animal shout, but it's not the coyote sound that you doesn't sound like a coyote. As you get closer, it sounds like it might be a sheep or some kind of goat because it sounds like a bleeding animal. Not bleeding, bleating.
Yep.
And now the everyone else can hear it.
Oh no, chupacabras. Oh wait, chupacabras are actually a thing here.
I like to
already
imagine
seen
Tommy
them.
said that. It's like, wait, one of them tried to eat me earlier.
And now it's dead.
Hey, I'm gonna go up real cautiously and see if I can see what's going on.
Okay, so let's see. Read a bad situation.
Ooh.
He is sharp again, so ha!
Okay.
It's a
And
failure.
I say this because I have had my own struggles with this stupid dice bot. If people want to roll physical dice, you totally can. You don't have to rely on the dice bot. But let's see. Read about situation. On a miss, you might miss. Okay. As you're going along, you hear the goat bleeding, and it sounds like it is being attacked. And how would you approach it, thinking that the Scorpionite or the Sierra Andre has a goat with the canal?
Well, I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be running at it, but I would be going pretty fast.
Oh shit! There's a goat in trouble. I charge off.
Should I roll
Look at
that
that
read about
flashlight
situation too?
man.
Oh my
Should I
god.
roll that? Should I
So-
roll that read a bad situation as well?
Sure. And then
Okay.
one thing after after you roll that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he just ran in.
It's plus sure, okay.
He just bolts past Winifred, and she's just like, "Ugh."
14.
Oh. Okay, so that's you get a hold of 3. Best way in, best way out, dangers you haven't noticed. What's the biggest threat? What's the most vulnerable to you? And best way to protect the victims. You get a hold of 3 with that.
Wait. Okay, Winifred got. No, wait. Am I the only one who got control of that?
Yeah, so far.
Oh my god. Oh, okay.
Carlos is just in the background, like, I want to see if he face plants into a monster.
Alright. Let me, look at. Fuck. Oh, great. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Okay. Dangers you haven't noticed. As Fred is charging ahead, you hear back from the river near the truck, you hear a blood-curdling scream.
I warned him.
Fuck. Okay.
You have two other holds if you want to hold those, or other question?
So yes, we haven't noticed this behind us. What's the best way to protect the victims?
Assuming that's the guy and not the goat, probably get back there to try and save him from whatever might be attacking.
Okay,
that one seems. I'll say that one doesn't take a hold because that one you can't really make that judgment this far away from it. But I don't really feel right taking a hold for that one just because you're not really over there.
Okay. What's most vulnerable to me?
Probably the thing that is closer to you, which is the canal, which isn't that far off.
Okay.
Unless you mean like shooting one of your friends in the back with a dart gun, but
God, no.
don't know if we're at that point yet in the game.
With Olivia's rolls, that might actually happen. So let's not jinx that.
Oh no.
Okay, let's me.
It's too late, Nora.
God, what's the biggest threat?
I'll actually say I'll answer that in just a second. As Fred, you go running up to the goat, and oh god, Pikachu flavor. Oh.
Goat is Pikachu flavored.
No, TT is.
TT is enjoying the rare opportunity to derail somebody else's campaign with psychological immature.
I mean, I'm responsible for derailing Melody a lot, so I deserve it. I mean, I am a posted pork. Let's see. But, sorry, I'm cutting off someone?
I was running off to save a goat.
Yeah. So you're running up, and it's not like a canal that, as you run up to the canal, it's one of the ones where it's cement sided and they're sheer, and it is. As you look down, you see that there is a goat, and it has fallen in as you look as it's trying its best to jump up out of the canal as you see the Sirandra just kind of sitting partially submerged in the water, and it's just watching it. And then as you run up to it, it just looks up at you, and you hear once again that kind of rumble that you feel more than hear in your chest as it does that gator like bassy rumble. And
Second thought, you can have this one. Seems like sort of a natural situation here. I'm gonna back away
that
now.
would be the threat that you would notice as you kind of approach and see this now.
Yep, I'm just gonna slowly walk backwards.
Okay. Is that the Scrandre in there?
Yeah, it's a Sir Andre's over here, and he's got a goat in the water. You know, I figure that's sort of fair game for a crocodile, so...
So you can keep the goat, but there's also something back by the truck.
You can hear the screaming again as you hear a voice go, "Help!
Son of a bitch!"
I warned him!
Winifred's gonna run back there. Gonna bolt back that way.
And
the Scrandre.
I'm gonna
it's just-
accompany Winifred.
Tommy,
I think
it's just
everyone got the high power flashlights, right? So wouldn't be running in the dark.
Yeah.
So you're not running into a Troy cactus, which, oh, thank God for you all. But Fred and Olivia, you're looking at the Sirandra, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it looks up at you, even though, it has no eyes, and you see those pits, once again, Fred, above, the snaggletooth with these giant teeth that are sticking out. And it's weird. It looks like it should be bigger than the canal little outlet would allow, but it is just kind of hunkered down, letting the water, rush over it. But it lifts its head up, stares at you two, and then starts shifting around as it starts turning back towards the river area. It doesn't seem to be interested in you, and the goat seems to have lost its interest, as the goat is still losing its mind. Trying to get out.
I'm not going in the water. I'm not that stupid.
But the rest of you are running back.
If I should shoot the Scrandre, it's police. It's the technically more dangerous one, but it's also the chiller one.
So let's see. You're all running towards it. Don't think I really need you to roll as you're running towards it, but Winifred, because of just vampireness, you're probably the first one to get there. As you see the guy, it looks like the truck did move a bit, but the back tire has been slashed, and he is now up on top of his roof, as you see. Oh, I'm not going to post it, but let me bring up its description. Oh, hold on, give me a second. Okay. Black chitin armors the large scorpion-like creature. Its shell smooth and shining except for those spots where scars dented and pitted the exoskeleton. Standing on 8 legs that carry it slung low to the ground, tail arching up over its body in a threatening display much like the regular, much smaller scorpions. but rather than a curved spike of a single stinger, its tail ends in a cluster of claw-like spikes that twitch and flex like a grotesque hand as it lashes at the truck's side. From splits in its exoskeleton emerge frilled growths, blood red and branching like blood veins, the frilled gills twitching in the dry air. Its eyes are small but glint brilliantly with reflected light. Its narrow pincers hanging near its face like a pair of jaws, but they extend and snip at the air, trying to grab the man, with a sound like oversized gardening shears.
Mm.
All right. I'm gonna kick some ass.
Roll it.
I'm gonna specifically go and run at its tail and try to rip the fucking thing off.
Okay, because it's trying to, like, rip the tail off the body or rip it off the truck.
Rip it off the body.
Oh no!
Okay,
You're just gonna maim the animal.
13.
Oh.
Let's see. Before I kick some ass.
It's a poor, confused, poached animal, and you're going to eviscerate it.
Bet your
Yeah.
ass.
On a
Oh my
10 plus,
god.
let's see.
It is
Suffer
trying to
harm,
eat a man.
and
I
then-
am sorry.
On a 10 plus, you choose one extra effect, gain advantage, take plus one forward, or give plus one forward to another hunter. Inflict terrible harm, which does an additional one harm to what you would do. Suffer less harm for retaliation, or force them where you want them.
I'm going to force them where I want them, which is I'm going to flip it over on its back and hold it there.
All right. Okay, so what's your what's your damage? I'll just say, like, for your bite, we'll deal that as like strain damage.
+3.
+3, so it takes 3 damage, and you force them where you want them. Okay. And okay, so you run up as this guy nearly snaps at his ankle, and like seeing the pincers, and you've seen like what these things can do. It wouldn't be like grabbing him; it'd be slicing off his whole foot.
Yeah.
But you run up and grab the tail as it like gets ready to try and snap at him, and you run up, grab it just underneath the pincer or the end segment, and tug and flip it over onto its back as it gives a squeal that, you know, normally you wouldn't think a scorpion would be able to make noise, but this thing is squealing as you flip it on its back. Its legs start kicking at the air wildly. Hanzo, Tommy, and Connor and Carlos, I think you were the ones that would have been right after. What do you want to do?
So I see that happen. And Carlos is going to get out his hand and he's going to try and hit it with a cooking ball. Have some nice deep fried scorpion for dinner.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Eight. So that's an 8 on a used magic.
Yep. Well, it's combat magic specifically.
Combat magic. Oh, for your kick some ass?
Yep.
Okay, so...
But I believe it still
Mori,
has the effect of, it still has the negative effects of use magic. So it's going to be just he's literally just clicks on the playlist, pops a spark, and shoots a fire missile into this fella.
Okay, so 7 of 9, it works imperfectly. Choose an effect and a glitch. Keeper will decide what effect the glitch has. Glitches. The effect is weakened, short duration. Okay, so you launch this fireball at it, right?
Yep, it's like a little fire missile, like boom, from
Okay.
his finger.
And now that it's nighttime, it's much more obvious to everyone what he's doing. As it just arcs down and it strikes it in the belly, and
That would be +1 harm magical and +2 harm fire. Far, obvious, and loud.
okay. So let's see. this thing is actually naturally resistant to flames because of its exoskeleton, but it just reduces the flame damage by 1, and that is the glitch.
Okay.
So it does 2 damage to it.
Okay.
See, Connor or Connor or Tommy Hanzo? What's
Sure.
next?
Who wants next?
Tommy's just going to sit and wait.
I can go next. Okay,
Shoot it.
with the trank
Listen.
dart?
Yeah, trank dart.
Don't worry. I'm gonna help and possibly incapacitate it.
Okay.
So, I mean, it may kill it. Hopefully, it doesn't. Connor just has
You
a.
can be non-lethal.
It's just Connor just has a coughing fit and it just, hitting his chest trying to survive it, and there's just a weird thrum. And I'm going to roll to cast a magic spell to snap it. Fuck, how you do this thing? Yes. 2d6 plus 2. Yep. Oh, fuck that guy then. So,
Okay, what?
casting a spell to deal magic with a big whammy.
Ooh.
Or, not big whammy, I think it's just shooting with a spell, sorry. That is different, technically. So, but I'm using Hex. Not Hex. Yeah, Hex. With along with it gets smacked with it says +1 harm plus magic. Is it just like plus my weird or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm reading it wrong. I'm an idiot. It's just 1 harm, ignores armor, and I'm hitting it with my Hex, which it contracts a disease.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Okay.
Dora, I know that you're upset that we're beating it up, but it's trying to kill somebody.
Look,
Beating up
trying-
is the problem. Olivia doesn't want to kill any of them.
I sickened it and weakened it.
Yeah,
That's all
and-
I could do.
As you have this coughing fit, you feel the influence reach out, and through like the bleary eyes from the coughing, you see as it starts. It's already like flailing around, but you see some of its legs twitch and curl inwards before like flexing out, and you see some of the dark exoskeleton starts to gray and flake around the edges as if it's like something is affecting its arm. Has some kind of condition. You're not sure what kind of disease you inflicted with it, but it seems to be weakening.
I'm not a veterinarian. I don't know. It's gotta just kind of fall over backwards, still coughing, and that's about all that anyone sees.
And how much damage was it? 1?
1. 1
Okay.
and it contracts disease. And I would try not to kill it, because I'm hoping the disease will incapacitate it to some extent.
Is it still moving?
Oh yeah, it's
Okay.
but you're still running up. I'll let Hanzo have
I
a chance
have,
to do something.
okay. This thing has a
Gonna-
long range.
Gonna try and help the poor fucker.
I'm just over here
You said
trying to
he's on top of
subdue
the
it. So
truck?
Yeah, and it's still like you have it like on its back, and it's like trying to flip over, but it is still flailing next to the truck. So you try to get him out.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a professional move or like no one left behind, or
Yeah, I can do a no left behind.
I only know that because of Isaac. It's how he saved Celia's life on multiple occasions.
and everybody else. No.
Or yeah, Unless you have something else you want to do. I don't want to backseat drive.
Yeah, let's try. Oop! Oh no!
Oops.
No. Oh.
Oh God. Oh no.
See what I mean? Avery is temperamental, so
Mm-hmm.
what? You put yourself in trouble with this one, right?
Leave no one behind. On a miss, you fail to get them out, and you've attracted hostile attention.
Fuck.
Okay. You run up and you're like trying to tell the guy to slide down as he's like terrified. And he does, but as you like ram towards like the front of the hood because it's off to the side, he slides down rather than hopping off and he like bumps into you and sends you sprawling right down into the ground in front of it as it's
Flailing.
yeah, and snapping its pincers. Tommy, I'll let you have a chance since you were waiting to see what would happen before the Scribbledite gets its reactions to all this.
Okay, hold on.
And Olivia, I know it has long range, but it is down the slope from where you would be running up, so it is a little difficult.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Gonna help out. Gonna try to help out Hanzo, and I got a 7 doing that.
Oh my God.
Let's see, help out on a 7. Your help grants them +1 on the roll.
Mhm.
Oh, are you trying to protect someone?
I'm trying to help Hanzo out.
Okay, so Hanzo will get a +1 on your next roll, I guess, as Tommy rushes over and tries and helps you get up to your feet, but now you're both within range.
It's
Did you
fine.
also expose yourself to trouble, Tommy?
It's fine.
Okay,
What's
and it is now going to Butterfly, even though you've got like supernatural strength and holding it, it does manage to flip itself onto its side and then front as you feel the tail twist in your grip and you feel a few things pop as it probably injured itself doing so.
Ow.
And it is it's suddenly panicking because it is expecting an easy meal, and suddenly it's being swarmed as it is going to lash out. Hanzo, it lashes out at you and Tommy, and it does with its claws and slashes across your legs, and you both take 2 harm.
Okay.
And Winifred, because you're right there, it is going to try to sting you. I need you to, because you are grappling it, act under pressure.
Okay.
Normally, I forgot that these things get a reaction with every person's action,
Oh, damn.
and so I'm just grouping all its. That's how Monster of the Week is normally run. That every action has a reaction. So, but 9s. So, doesn't manage to sting you, but it does like club you with it in the gut deal, or like the ribs, and it does 1 harm.
So it does nothing.
Yeah, forgot about that
It's funny.
monstrous armor. But yeah, it tries to club you, but it would have hurt. It probably does hurt, but it doesn't actually harm you.
It
So,
bounces off my rock hard abs.
Basically.
Oh
So,
my God.
Olivia and Fred, now you'll be able to react to this.
Okay. I would.
You get up and you see like Tommy and Hanzo. Their shins are bleeding as they got slashed. The guy is trying to scrabble away, and this thing is now on its feet as Winifred is clinging to the tail.
Fuck. All right. How fucked up does it look?
Let's see.
Winifred has been trying her best to just subdue it. She's not actually trying to kill it.
And it has been taking some damage, so it's you can't really tell since it's dark and like the only like light is a small campfire and also everyone's flashlights. But it is some of its exoskeleton looks to be cracked in places.
All right. Well, I'm gonna aim for like.
And actually, one of the gill fronds that branches out because it was flipped on its back, it is bent and it looks like the gill is damaged.
Wait. What? So it doesn't like having vinegar on its gills, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
What
why
does that do to it? Is it like what?
It doesn't harm it. It is like it's like the equivalent of getting maced
Okay.
because it can't protect the exposed gills from it, and it causes they assume it causes like a severe burning sensation to them.
That might just make this worse right now with everybody that close. I'm gonna try and shoot it with the tranquilizer.
Okay.
Which is one harm, but 9.
Yeah, I'm about to kick some ass for a 9.
That is one harm, far, quiet, slow, and drugged.
And you inflict harm and suffer harm from whatever you're fighting. Okay.
But I just far range. Do I still?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
So you shoot it, and like, it's like a scorpion. Not every square inch of it is covered in exoskeleton, but there is like kind of like weird fleshy bits in between, and that you hit near where one of the pinchers connects to the body, and you hear it squeal again as it starts like it's still struggling, but after a few seconds of its strength, it does seem to be slowing a bit.
Okay.
Fred.
Okay.
Be careful, Fred.
Well, yeah. I think I'm gonna kick some ass.
Do it, Fred.
Go, Fred, go.
What is my kick some ass modifier? That's not bad. Okay, that's bad.
I don't know.
Oh,
So,
Oh,
Hero Amp running up with your cricket bat.
Okay, I'm gonna help now.
no!
On a miss, you get your ass kicked instead.
Okay, that sounds fair.
You go running up, like, around Hanzo and Tommy with the cricket bat, try to go off to the side. As, okay, yeah, this will be funny. It looks like it sees you, like, you see some of the eyes focus on you from, like, the way they reflect the light, and, it swings its tail, Winifred included, into you, and it knocks you down, and you take 3 harm.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
As you are thrown a good like 5-7 feet like back, and you land hard. But Winifred, it doesn't really do any damage to you because you're vampire nonsense. But it lifted you off the ground with just because with a burst of strength.
Oh, you fucker!
So, Winifred, I guess I would bring it around to you.
Okay.
The guy, by the way, is just booking it. He's running into the desert.
Well, at least he's smart.
He's running towards the bridge on the river on the road.
At least he's intelligent enough to do that. Okay, so
He did look like he was injured. Like he did, there was like some blood running down his leg, but it didn't look enough that it stopped him.
Well, hopefully the coyotes don't get him.
Oh, coyotes are
something else.
long fucking gone.
so I'm gonna
I
try
mean,
to
who knows what's out there in the desert?
kick some ass again.
There's a Scarandre behind us.
Yeah, it's eating a go. It's fine.
Kick some ass.
Andre's my
okay.
pal. He wouldn't do anything bad.
So, are you trying to subdue
there's
it
so many ones tonight.
lethally, or
Yes, I'm
are you
trying.
doing damage?
I'm trying to subdue it. If it's possible to knock the fucker thing out, I'm going to do that.
Okay. So, what does your
3.
how much damage? 3. Let's see. Okay. You go and you've never had to wrestle a Scorpionite before. Normally, they are either chased off or just killed because they are so aggressive sometimes. But you bring the tail, like, after being swung, you plant your feet and you pull the tail back and then you bend it over it itself, like, as it's trying to go, and you pin one of the pincers to the ground as you start holding it. And it is sluggish enough with the drugs and the beatdown it's received and the disease that it is being held in place currently, but it is still trying to fight you, but it can't quite reach you with its other claw. Like, you're standing on the other pincer and holding the claw, so you're basically bending this thing in half, like the way scorpions do when they're stinging something. But you are, like, holding it because you basically, if you had done lethal damage, you would have killed it.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's subdued? Question mark?
Subdued.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. It is still alive and aware and upset, but it has been subdued enough that it can be something.
You better go get your cage!
I'm going to rush up and start trying to find it.
Okay. I guess that would be an act under pressure with Winifred's help.
Okay.
Or, unless someone else wants
does anyone want to help me bind this? Because Winifred's holding it in place. Give me a hand here.
Yeah,
that's an act under pressure.
Okay, I'll roll to help.
All right.
Carlos is like hands in, just like, yeah, this is fine.
Okay, who's
that 12?
Okay. So with those, Carlos and Hanzo's help, you are able to go in and, similar to like restraining a crocodile, you seal the pincer, wrap them shut with cord, and the stinger. You're not quite sure what to do with that, but as Winifred's still holding it, you do manage to bind the legs up against its body, so it's not going to be able to like run around. But the stinger. Sorry, go ahead.
I can bind the stinger like the exact position that Winifred's holding it, so like it's close.
Yeah, so basically like hog tying it.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, yeah, so
just turned it into a croissant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might have a little bit of so
how's Fred looking? Like, did he get any of that venom?
If I get one more harm, I'm in the dying range.
Oh no!
No, he got knocked away because it swung Winifred like a club into him.
Like a batch. Like a batch.
It was more
like a bat.
Bat with the bat.
Like, while they're tying up the scorpion, Connor's going to try and discreetly heal him a little bit.
Shit.
And go ahead, roll.
Oh boy.
6 plus 2, 8.
Partial success.
Use magic, right?
Use magic, heal 1 point. Not a lot, but it'll get him not out of the out of the worst.
Yeah. And once we have this thing hot tied, Tommy, you know some first aid? You applied some to me earlier.
Let's see.
It's like,
Yeah, I got do-it-yourself surgery. Yes.
You want to give
yes.
some people a hand while Hanzo, Winifred, give me a hand, drag this thing into the cage?
Mine
Yeah.
as well.
So Olivia, you go retrieve the truck and pull it up closer. Actually, no, you did park actually pretty close to here.
Yeah, we did park close, yeah.
So while that's going on, everyone else is like, Carlos, roll a, what would it be? Read a bad situation.
Oh, fuck.
You're the only one unoccupied. Wait, you were helping with that. Tommy, you can roll 2.
Okay. What am I rolling?
Read a bad situation.
Okay. 1 second.
You and Carlos would probably be the ones who aren't immediately occupied with securing this, helping out. Oh yeah, well, I mean, Fred's getting patched up by Connor.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Right.
How much am I patched up for?
I got 6.
1.
I got 6.
Oh,
no.
And
Read a bad
Carlos?
situation.
Oh,
And
Gray not here?
Right?
Be right back.
Oh, sorry, what's it?
Read a bad situation.
Sure. Sorry, I had like a hell of a zone out right there.
No worries.
Also, TT, I am not going to try and heal you because I got a 6, and actually, I got a 5, and that would just make things worse.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Carlos, as everyone's kind of tending to things, you look around, and then you feel the hairs on the back of your neck stand up as you turn around, and not out of the water, but at the river's edge, you see what looks to be, at first you're like, that's a weird lumpy rock, and then it shifts as you realize, oh, the Syrandra's just sitting at the water watching, and it seems to be focused on the Scorpionite as everyone's helping haul it into the cage.
Free snack.
Natural prey.
Oh no.
So, Olivia, don't get mad, but you're not
Huh?
rescuing the bug. You're baiting the trap for the Siandre, who's watching us. Don't panic.
You turn around and Fred, this is now a common sight for you as you see this crocodile slowly lift its head out of the water as it's like staring in the group's direction.
It's
right.
probably seeing its prey
The
more than
Syrandrae
us.
Oh, fuck.
So, interesting situation.
Yeah.
We
do
could
let
lure
it.
it.
Yeah, do we let it eat the Scorpionite and then close the cage behind it?
No, you're thinking that. I'm thinking it doesn't like people, but it likes Scorpion. What if we started luring it slowly out from there and into the reserve?
Tranquilize the thing.
And then tranquilize the thing.
It's not a bad idea.
The other question is, I remember reading after watching Crocodile Dundee that some crocodiles can gallop. So when this guy gets motivated, how fast do you think he's gonna be? And at this point, he's like, At this point, Carlos is pointing directly at where it is, so people can see
Everybody?
where it is.
Everybody, get
Yeah,
into your
because you point
car.
at it, and it is like slowly starting to walk out of the water.
Everybody, get into
And
your
the
car.
rest of you can see how massive this thing is.
I'm gonna. Oh yeah, that wouldn't fit in the cage anyway, would it?
Nope.
It could if it like folded itself, like around, but no.
Oh, okay.
It's-
Okay. All right. Everybody in the car.
Yeah.
So
I'm in
what
the car.
are y'all trying to do?
You know what? Everybody in everyone else's car. I'm going to get into the truck by myself and close the
No.
doors. Close the doors.
We're not having you pull a Fred. Somebody's going with you. Winnie, go with her.
I'll go with you. I think I could help.
Hey, fuck. All right. Let's just go quickly.
Yep, I'm coming with. Don't call me
Oh,
Winnie, you
okay.
fuckface!
Why is that,
Fred?
Winnie?
I will
Oh,
Yes,
no.
murder you.
Seriously, how much was I healed for?
One.
Okay, good.
That was not the
I
time.
now only have 2 harm.
Yeah. Sorry, nobody has super healing at the moment.
No, we just fucking piled the cars again.
My kingdom for a youth in plaid who's often mistaken for a cat-human hybrid.
That is oddly
get you.
specific.
We'll take you to the hospital after this, Fred.
I think he might be he might have hit his head.
Tommy, get him in the car.
All right. And Tommy just unceremoniously yoinks Fred and just yeets him in the car.
Wow. Alright.
And Olivia's gonna let the Srandre like get out of the water and start to get closer before she starts, moving.
Okay, with the truck.
Yeah, she's luring it. She's like not gonna go fast immediately to try and dissuade it, but she's letting it, start to get closer.
Connor's gonna go with her, and he's gonna essentially ready a jinx if it looks like it can reach the scorpion, or suddenly pounces on the cage or whatever. So just gonna ready a jinx to fuck it up if it gets within danger zone.
Okay, so it starts approaching the truck with, passing by the guy's truck, and it actually pauses by the little campfire. Sticks leans in as if it's like inspecting it, the source of heat, and then just with its weirdly humanoid hand or primate shaped hand, it just scoops it up, literally scoops up the small little campfire in its palm and then crushes it before leaning forward back towards the scorpion. The fire didn't seem to bother it at all.
Okay.
But
all right. Is there a part of the preserve that I know that's like a little quarantine area?
There. You know what? I would say that, knowing how some of some zoo layouts are, there is a large concrete. It kind of looks like a big concrete room that you would be able to bring larger animals into that need physical therapy or surgery and stuff. But So you start to inch along with the truck, right?
Yeah, trying to get it to keep following us. And if it starts to build up speed, I will build up speed.
So let's see. You can't really use manipulate someone on a monster.
No, you need Dark Negotiator for that.
I would say probably let's do Act Under Pressure, because this is a pretty...
Oh god!
Must go faster.
Am I able to help? Am I able to help her with that? Try to keep her calm.
Sure.
Yeah, because I only have a +1 to this, and our rolls tonight have been iffy.
I don't know if I should be doing this because I have a -1, but I'm the only one that's not preoccupied waiting to jinx something.
Yeah. Failing to help out can't make this any worse. 8. Okay. 8.
8.
That's still an 8. It's fine.
Hold on. Let me try to.
No,
Let me.
aren't you with Tommy? And aren't you with
Yes, Tommy.
Fred?
Oh,
It's
okay.
with Fred.
Are you in here?
Yeah.
Okay, go. Someone help.
Why do you make the hurt person with us?
Somebody help!
Yeah.
At this point, it's probably Carlos driving alongside with the jalopy.
Yeah.
Going-
Hanzo in his
Yeah, like,
car.
you know-
Trying to hurt it. So, well, I was just gonna say that as let's see, what is an 8 under?
Again.
Hmm?
Again.
Well, it's
to help out.
8.
okay. So you try to roll it ahead as the Scarplinite's like still sluggishly resisting its restraints, but you tied it up pretty well, and the cage is pretty sturdy. You're pretty sure it's not going to escape on its own anytime soon. But as you start rolling forward, and the Sierra does take a few steps following you, it just stops once you start going up the little dirt incline that's for vehicles, and it just stops and just sort of sits down and stares.
What?
And then it's just like as there's like other cars, and it like looks at them, and if any try to get too close, it starts backing up towards the water.
Okay, I will back
It knows
up.
it's being lured in.
All right, I'll back up closer.
Come on, big buddy. We're gonna get you home.
I would like to try something weird.
Sure.
So Carlos has absolutely no idea if this thing is anything bigger than, there's a big giant crocodile. But that thing has a pretty massive head, which means it probably has a pretty massive brain. So I'm going to roll use magic to see if I can communicate with it, because that's one of the things use magic can do.
Mm-hmm. So roll weird.
Fucking hell yeah.
And especially because this thing has been interacting intelligently, I feel like you'd be more inclined to at least try.
Ooh,
Say
10.
a 10 on a use magic. The magic works without issues. So how do you do this? Like how's Carlos doing this?
Okay, so he fast forwards through his mixtape, skipping a couple of songs, and he's like, "Where is it?" And "Mysterious Ways" by U2 starts to play. It's like, there it is, and he feels like and he kind of pulls up the hands, and they kind of glow like they do when he starts to cast his more combat magic, but there's just a shimmer in the air, and he looks at it and he's like, "So how you doing, bud?"
And there's like a weird reverb distortion to your voice that everyone else can hear, and its head whips around and stares right at you. And once again, anyone that's close enough, you can hear it, but it's like if you're close enough, you can feel this bassy rumble as only you, Carlos, hear in your head a response going, "Oh."
That's what?
It says who, or it asks who in Carlos's head.
That would be "Are you doing okay, bud? That's you. I'm talking to you."
And once again, you hear this voice go, "You can wait, how can I understand you when we're not in the meat?"
What?
There is a look on Carlos's face, and he goes,
And it's just staring at you, and it leans forward on its knuckles, kind of like those videos where a gorilla is very interested in something. It just leans forward on its knuckles, lowering its head closer in your direction.
I am very gifted
It has
at.
been so quiet. I
Yeah,
can't
it's.
see up here.
We kind of had figured. Um, we're trying. That's actually what I guess. And like looks up to the where the Scorpio was. As I guess that's what we're trying to do. Is we're trying to help you get back to where you can. Uh, we're like so those folks are very much people who want to make sure that people from the meat stay where they need to be. You know what I mean? And I'm here because I have the ability to do all sorts of things, like catch things on fire and talk to people that normally humans can't.
And the rest of you just hear Carlos just start rambling away as this, like, 15-foot long crocodilian thing is just enraptured with him, seemingly.
Yeah.
Having a one-sided conversation.
But yeah,
Probably normal.
so we're trying to get you back home because we both know this isn't where you're supposed to be, and you'd probably rather be back in the meat.
Wouldn't we all rather be back in the meat?
So,
Fred,
And
That wasn't in character. I didn't do the voice.
that's fair.
yeah, like when you say that, it just goes, home.
Yes,
Humans took us from our home.
that would make sense because from what my friends who go into the meat say, you don't exactly live in the surface levels of the meat. Now, we'd like to get you back home, and if you could also potentially tell us where those humans were via the meat, we'll make sure that they don't take you back out of your home.
I've never been topside.
Well, you have now. It's a little
Only
empty.
my mother has been, but she is old. We were, and they kind of like sink in, like as if they're settling in, but you kind of get that emotion. It's almost like a depressed sigh, and it goes. I was captured while I was hunting. I was foolish.
It happens to the best of us, man.
They were
And
far away. I thought I was still safe.
and at this point, Carlos, who has immediately lost all fear of this crocodile, is like coming up to him, just giving like a friendly little pat on the side. It's like, it's okay, bud. It happens to the best of us.
And it doesn't react negatively to it.
Everyone's like, Carlos, what are you doing?
Carlos, what the fuck?
Can you
Hold
tell
on a
it? I
minute.
think. Can you tell the Sir Andre that I thank it for saving me earlier from that chalupa?
Oh yeah.
And now we're
so
talking to the giant lizard.
he's like, so this is Fred. You've met him before.
Hey.
He's very appreciative of you helping and saving him.
And the large head, like swings in Fred's direction, and you can hear it inhale as it sniffs in your direction, and you see the pits flare as it like looks you over without eyes, and it goes. It goes. It's not a word that it says, but you get an image of it when it says, just for the audio medium. It says when it says chupacabra, you get a picture of it. It goes, the chupacabra was going to feast on the hatchlings.
Aww.
Wait, is that
And-
just like being filtered? Something filtered?
Uh,
through
Yeah.
Carlos?
This is going into Carlos. It's like, yeah,
Yeah, it's a mix of words and images and emotions.
yeah.
Like
Aw.
it clearly has a language.
You saved the kid.
If it's not an audible language, like
Yeah,
an auditory language.
And Carlos kind of like tries to do the same thing, showing that he knows which hatchlings there are. So like, I appreciate that, but
And it goes, And it goes, "You are all hatchling. No shells. Soft scales."
Yeah, I was like, yeah, curse of mammals.
You're all baby.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I've got enough scars.
But so we're trying to get you back into the meat.
Yeah, that's like the
Meat.
basic like translation that you got for it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of subtlety
There's
that is probably being missed.
there's a lot of subtlety that is getting absolutely thrown out the window with Carlos's direct translations because he's like, I don't know how to put some of this to words. I'm gonna have to think about this for months. But Carlos is like, okay, so we got the bug boy, and he points to the scorpidite, and we have some of the chupacabras in a place where animals are kept safe. Um, we would like if you would come with us so we can get you back home. Several of these ones, including the gentleman you saved here, and he points directly at Fred,
Aw.
work for the people who have the more known entrance for us, and they can get you back in.
And there's like that. Oh yeah, how's everyone feeling about this? As they're watching
it's
this.
like we're talking to the monster.
Winifred's just fucking like leaning against the scorpidite, like, all right, this shit's happening.
Yeah. What's happening right now?
He's talking to it.
It's
How? I mean, like, I can see that's going on, but how is that going on?
Probably the same. Probably the same way he shoots fire out of his fingers.
I haven't seen that until now. The last time he did it, I wasn't there.
You heard, and actually this time you were still running up when he did it. This time,
Yeah.
you heard it. You heard it and saw a flare of light, like
Same way
it kind of
what?
looked like someone kicked the fire, like the campfire, but
Mhm.
Same way he what?
Don't worry about it.
He's magic.
What? Okay. What?
But anyway, there's just like, so if you just, we're gonna go back to the reserve, which will keep you safe and out of the sun when the sun comes back up. And then as soon as we can get you
What
back
is-
in to the meat, we will get you back into the meat.
what is the sun?
He's blind
Um,
after all.
Oh yeah.
So do you remember when you were... Oh, right. You have no eyes, right. So Carlos sends over the
Not
imagery of when it was hotter, and now it is not as hot.
The
and then
big
it is
warm
a-
time.
The big warm time.
Big worm time.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I forgot that you
Okay.
don't need to worry about that.
Let him know that we have like stuff. We have enough stuff to feed him until we can get him back in.
And they have enough food that you wouldn't have to hunt until we can get you back in.
I have feasted on the chupacabras that still scurried about. They taste better, familiar.
That's
Okay.
absolutely fair. I'd be like if I had the options of giant chickens or, things from the meat. I'd take the giant chickens. And he doesn't translate that part of he's been eating the chupacabras specifically because Olivia's there.
Okay. We know he has.
But when you say chickens, and I'm sure you mentally think of a chicken, it goes,
Mental.
oh yeah, they did taste. They were tasty, but fluffy.
Yeah.
They may have had a few chickens.
Oh, no. Or unless he ate
That's
ostriches,
fair.
and he's just comparing the two in his mind.
That is a very good chance of that. Yes.
Yeah, and then Carlos is just like, yeah.
As you mentioned bringing it to the preserve, it goes, I need to get home. And He goes, I don't know where they took me from, but I know I was in a box. And you get a mental image of like a intense feeling of intense claustrophobia and dehydration
Oh, jeez.
and like sluggishness. As you realize it's projecting its memory of being inside the crate as it was drugged and being transported. And then there's a flash of pain or a noise, first noise, and then pain as this image is projecting into your mind shakes, and then it is uh, you realize that it is suddenly tossed free, and it breaks free of the cage after it's been damaged in what you assume to be a car crash. As there's as it turns back, and you see a kind of like a thermal imaging. It's weird. It's very hard for you to parse, but only through your magic acting as a translation. You see what looks to be a truck that had rolled down a hill, and then it turns as it sees as like other things start escaping, which you see like a group of chupacabras escaping, and then like the scarpladite, like if you can smell the scarpladite still in a cage as it's starting to stir, but the dazed and confused the Sierra Andre goes for what it smells to be familiar water as it goes for a canal.
Okay. Yeah,
And it kind of like looks back as after it finished like projecting it, kind of its version of telling the story.
yeah. And there's Carlos, and Carlos is like a little physically like, "Ew, that was a lot at once." I don't know where they pulled you in from, and without that, I can't directly get you back home. But I can keep you safe as I find these people.
And like they lift a large claw over you, and it's almost like there's a moment of panic, I'm sure, with several people. But it just points like a single finger towards the desert, and it goes, "It was that way."
Ooh,
I can sense the 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 meat. Basically, it's like a word that flickers between meat and home. It goes, I can feel it, sense it beneath. I think it was this way.
Hmm.
Oh! And he just sees Carlos stand up, looking up his hands, like, all right, if you can help lead that way, I will try my best with our abilities and the abilities of the people here to get you back home.
And it's just like lowers its head, like almost like nodding, and is you just once again, but basically best translated to as gratitude.
Aww.
No worries. And so Carlos turns and was like, all right, good news. You saw where it pointed. Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes?
That's
Yeah.
where the new hole
Great.
is.
Hmm.
And it was poachers. Definitely poachers.
So, Shady, how much did you catch?
Carlos started talking to it, and I caught the first time it told him humans took it from their home, from the meat.
Okay. So you're about as caught up as Tommy is in game, so I'll let Carlos explain. Sorry.
Okay, so people came in, took it, crashed it. Good news is the only thing that they were successfully able to get out and in the accident escaped was the bug boy and the chupacabras and our friend here. And he actually turns like, do you have a name?
And there's like it goes no. We don't need names. We know we recognize each other.
That's fair. You have senses beyond my own. I'm gonna call you Thundar. So this is Thundar now, and just so Thundar got kidnapped while he was hunting and was a little reckless. which is fine. So is Fred, and we all like Fred, so we all like Thundar.
Oh, you like me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's swell. I like you guys too.
Aw.
But so Thundar thinks that the place where he emerged from is in that direction, and he wants to go now.
Before
Fair
we
enough.
do that, we don't know the extent of this poaching operation, so in case we're all incapacitated, I'm gonna call it in so at least they know where to find us. It'll just be a quick call on my phone.
I would let them know that you found the scorpulidite and that we are investigating where the poaching is potentially due to some evidence we discovered. Because we can fake evidence from the wreckage later.
Yep.
Hey, hands up.
Mhm.
My radio will probably be quicker.
He has a car phone.
I have a radio with another guy holding said radio.
Yep.
But what if that guy's in the pooper?
I will do the calling. You should just, it's fine. I got this.
You work for different companies, though.
Yeah.
Why don't you both call in at the same time?
Yep.
Yeah, what are you, pansies?
Cover all the bases.
Yep.
Yep. She was trying to, like...
Wonder if I knew what you were trying to do.
Yeah.
It's in the car. It's like fucking hobo.
Okay, hobo.
It's like, what are you, pansies? It's like, no.
What does
Why
that
would
even
you
mean
even
in
say
this
that?
context? Yeah, I don't understand.
Fucking hobo.
Yeah, I'm gonna radio George. Let him know, fuck. We got the Scorplodite. We also found the Scrondre, and it's way more intelligent than we thought. I'll explain later. He's gonna lead us to a poaching operation. We're at such and such, and we're headed in such and such direction.
We're heading southwest.
I know. I'm just, giving a rundown of what she's telling George.
And there's like a minute, and then it clicks and goes, "Oh, sorry, Olivia, I was in the bathroom. What's up?"
Fucking God damn it, George! You were supposed to be on the other end.
Shit,
I'm
wait
sorry,
for
I
no
thought
man.
I'd be able to
George,
step away for like 5 minutes. Okay, what's going on? Sorry.
We caught the Scorblodite, but we also have the Scrondra here. It's way smarter than we thought. We've managed to kind of communicate with it.
What?
Well, I'll explain later. There's a poaching operation. It's pointing us in the direction. It's pretty gung ho about headed that way. We're at, directions, and we're headed in directions. If you don't hear from me in too long, it's because Poacher probably shot me to death. But
Over in the background of the radio, it's like, I'm gonna make sure she doesn't die. Hopefully.
Shut up, Carlos! Alright, George, that's what's going
You
on.
can hear him just trying to find the words.
Don't ask me. I'm just watching. I just watched this happen. Don't. I don't know. I don't know what's happening exactly, but at the end of the line, the Scrondre is safe, Scriblite's safe, and there's other animals to save. So that's where I'm going.
Okay, yeah, you're definitely gonna have to explain this all when you get back.
I'll try. I'll try.
Yeah, I have to say it each time. Just okay. Good luck, and the radio clicks.
Fuck me.
So Hanzo, you call it in.
Yeah.
Okay, and Dara answers. You're not sure if you've ever seen him off duty, but he answers Hanzo, what's the report?
Okay, so we've neutralized the Scorpidite. It's in the
Excellent.
truck, and we've confirmed that it's a poaching operation. We're gonna head there now, and here are the coordinate. Here's where the general area is, in case we don't come back, as we generally do not know the extent of this, the scope of this operation.
Okay, if it's just scouted out, if it's too intense, just make sure you mark down where you're at, and we'll send some more security force down there.
Will do.
And okay, so
He does not tell them that. Yeah, we've established contact with the fucking lizard.
Good.
so he and the crocodilian, he's just kind of, I don't know if it's a he yet, but they're just standing there, just kind of sitting as.
All right.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
But no, they're just kind of sitting there, just like waiting, and you just, Carlos, since you have this connection with them now, it's just like they seem like uncertain but cautious, and there's like a little bit of optimism because you get the sense that this thing really wants to go home. It's had its trip to the surface and it wants to go home.
That's absolutely fair, buddy. They're just reporting in because if those poacher fellers are there, and if we all potentially, like, pointing to the humans, and if they get hurt and stuff, they have to let other people know. Otherwise, it's like, oh, hey, we went into the desert without telling nobody and got vanished. I don't know if that makes any sense.
We are, after all, pack animals.
Humans are social pack predators that have a verbal form of communication. Is there anything else you would like to know about the surface world before you go back home?
Oh, this place sucks.
And
Even Wi-Fi.
so it projects the image, or like the impression of a goat, and it goes, "These things are very noisy, but funny."
Oh, goats are hilarious.
It's like, again, it's not like using, like, it doesn't say this is funny. You just get the sense of it found it amusing watching this goat freak the fuck out and try to get out of the canal. Because he was like, the croc was downstream of the canal, so it was pushing the goat towards it, probably giving this goat like heart problems as it's.
Oh man, like Carlos is gonna mentally project back to him about one time when he was still traveling around the country, and he was in one of those cities that's just enough rural that animals are kind of running around and no one's too worried about it. And there was a goat that had somehow climbed up 30 feet on the side of a building and was still just up there. They are very crafty climbers.
It just, like, if it could chuckle, it would, as it goes, "This one wasn't."
No, that's fair.
See, they have the capacity to be real clever.
They have the capacity to be smart, but not every individual is smart.
And, like, when you say that, it kind of turns its head towards Fred. And it goes, "This one was," and there's like a hesitation as it, almost like it's thinking of its word. It goes, and once again, it's that impression that you would guess to translate to brave foolishness, as you see from its point of view, Fred distract and get attacked by the chupacabra protecting the kids. And there's like a little bit of, not like pride, but recognition for Fred.
Yeah. He's a good guy. Not the brightest ball in the box, but he's got a good heart behind him. He's been through a lot.
The foxhole bulb.
Yeah.
Talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yes.
So,
A
Now the-
thunder was lurking in the river when a foolish middle-aged man agitated a chupacabra.
It was
so
drinking.
Impressed with his bravery, I saved his life.
so
Oh my god.
Hanzo and Olivia, you get back since you reported in.
Yeah.
What do y'all want to do?
So
I'd say we've got probably another 45-ish minutes for the game, right?
Yeah, roughly.
Okay.
yeah, roughly.
I want to get our monster pals to safety.
Yeah.
Let's get them
Yeah.
home.
Yeah. My leg's a little banged up still.
Fred's a little halfway to death.
A couple of you got the shit beat out of you.
Oh, yep, there it goes. Okay, that stitch is split open.
Occupational
We'll
hazard.
just press that together. Just hold it. It'll be fine.
Hey, come over here real quick, Fred. Come over here real quick.
We're in the same car, so
I mean, I'm not in my car yet, but come over here.
okay. Oh shit! All right. Okay.
So I think I can do a heal 1 with just weird using magic, right?
Yeah, that's what
Cool.
Connor did too.
Yeah, cool. Oh, fuck me.
Oh, I hope you made it worse.
That's 6.
Please no.
Oh wow, 1s and 2s.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh, can I try and help out?
Please.
Yeah.
Well,
Can I?
I don't know if you can help out with magic.
Hey,
Unless you
yeah.
have magic.
Yeah,
I
fair
have
point.
magic. I can help him out.
Okay. Raid's
I'm
scared.
not trying to stop you there, Tommy. It's just this is might be a little out of your wheelhouse.
You don't
could
know what
try and
Tommy is
roll-
about.
Actually, I do.
Yeah.
So did you deal
True.
1 harm? What's going on here?
Will you allow me to help him out?
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go.
Connor does just a light cough and accidentally bumps. Just bumps him as he's attending to Fred.
Okay, so let's see. I will say that pops it up. Oh shoot, where did it go? Okay, yeah, I'll say that Connor, since this is kind of health and the physical aspects of the body is kind of your thing, that you are able to do it, and so yeah, I will say that Fred, you do heal 2 points.
2 points. Fantastic.
Then
Okay, that's
Connor,
nice.
you have that experience of healing Fred already.
Yay! I'm okay now.
Good.
Completely plays it off of, yeah, you're better at healing than I thought.
Thank you. I've had to patch up my own wounds too many times.
So, what is everyone's harm looking like now?
I'm fine.
No, I'm fine.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have. I only have 1 harm. I'm good.
I'm at 2 harm.
Well, Fred's finally okay.
I'm not sure if I
Yeah.
want to go into what is potentially a firefight with already 2 harm on board.
Oh god.
I can't remember. Did you get armor for being
Yes, I did.
professional? Because that would have reduced some of the 2 harm that you got.
That is true.
Also, I have a question.
Yes.
So it's only
When you do a roll, do you subtract, Okay, so let's say, using my charm, for instance, I have a -1 in it.
You would
So
subtract
would I-
the 1 from your roll, yeah.
But would I subtract the one from both? Like,
No, just one time.
oh, I've been rolling wrong for so long.
Oh, Shady! Oh no!
So like,
It's
yeah,
even
Just
like,
like a modifier.
you do your modifier after the roll. Yeah, it's just like D&D. Modifiers come after the roll.
Oh, I might have been rolling
So-
wrong all for
You've been
years.
doing a -2, in fact.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my fucking god, Shady!
I didn't even realize it. Like, I thought it was just like, well, if it says -1, I guess I subtract one from both dice rolls.
My lord.
No.
Glorious.
Okay, so okay, so as you're all kind of like getting prepared and ready to go, how do you want to? How are you doing this?
So I give Fred the keys to the jalopy.
Oh.
I want you to drive.
Direction it pointed to was through the desert. You're not sure how rough it's going to be, and
He spends
it
a solid
is
30 seconds adjusting the seat.
God.
Gotta get it in the right spot. There we go.
I'm impressed that the seat adjusts. Since
It's gotta have the right touch.
And Carlos is going to look at the Seadre and go, so it would be easier if I ran with you in that direction. Because that is just straight desert. So Fred's in the vehicle. He can't hurt himself too bad. Nothing.
Wanna bet?
So, Carlos, what are we
Yeah.
doing?
So he said vaguely that way. Mr. Thundar, the closer you get, do you think you'll be able to find it? More precisely?
I think so. If I can feel it, it's and they seem that there's like a flash of like depressed feeling where it's like it feels like I am truly blind. I cannot see. I cannot hear. Everything's quiet, but I can hear it below, and I think I might be able to hear where it is loudest. And you take that as you will, I guess.
Okay, cool. So if we can follow the sound, we can get you back, and that's probably where the poachers are as well. And we'll have a 2-for-1 special. Beat up some poachers, get you home, and like he kind of like leans in and whispers like, "I know the others want to keep the scorpulite free, but like you could have it for food, man. I don't care."
They taste bitter.
I mean, hey, that's up to you. You can just drag it back down there with you if you want, and then just throw it somewhere for all I care. I wonder if they bounce. A question for a later time.
It's like, let's go. And it just gives sense of like urgency. It wants to go now that it thinks it might be able to get home.
And before we totally set off, it's like I hope no one here has qualms about defending themselves.
Nah.
Nobody.
I got Queen on the playlist. It means people can go boom.
Nobody's gonna freak out if I, freak out.
Nah.
We'll manage
They're
it.
poachers. Fuck them.
Mr. Klutzman?
Yeah?
Do you have any qualms about potentially spilling blood to save someone's life?
It's an intense question.
Yes. Obviously.
Look, if we can get out of it without killing anyone, great. But
Yeah.
if they try and kill me, I'm not walking. They're not
Do I
walking.
look
out.
like a cop, like an LA cop to you? I don't want to do that. I'm
I
gonna
don't
try to
want
avoid it.
to. Yes.
Do you still want to accompany us then?
Yeah, I want to make sure the animals are safe. I think we can do that without murdering people. What the fuck are you on about?
It's like, I'm not going to try and kill them.
Yeah. But I'm also going to not let them kill me.
Gee,
They
what the
might
fuck
not-
are you guys thinking we're gonna get out there?
They're poachers.
They may not offer us the same courtesy.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean like the George C. Scott guy in that Rescuers film?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, if it's like George C. Scott, I guess I'm okay with
Yeah,
using
we're not-
using a
we're not
little bit
gonna
of the rough and tumble little fisticuffs there. That I don't think it's necessarily gonna get to killing.
No, Fred. None of us want that. We're just preparing for the worst.
Also, gonna be honest with you, I've never been really good in a scrap.
I've noticed. Well, you just
Wow.
say. Do you have good aim, Fred?
I got a cricket bat.
No,
Fred?
aim.
Fred,
How are,
buddy.
how are your eyes?
I don't need glasses.
All right. She. Oh God, should I know?
I am not
Fred.
taking a gun. That's
the
just not the
tranquilizer?
type of man Fred Klutzman is.
Fred,
Tranquilizer.
Fred, buddy. I have watched you tackle an entire chupacabra because it was threatening kids to the eyes of a giant lizard man.
You didn't see that.
No, I am saying this out loud because I shared the memories with
Oh,
Thundog.
that's right. Yeah.
It was like, I've watched you tackle a chupacabra by yourself. I am 100% not worried if you don't take a gun into that situation.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna drive I'm gonna help you take care of the animals. You guys want to kill some people?
We don't want to.
That's
Fred.
your business. I'm not sure why you're trying to get me on board.
Fred.
Because they might
Stop
shoot
what
you.
you're doing. We don't
Well-
want to die.
I'll try not to get shot. How about that? How about that be where Fred stands on this whole killing people situation?
Okay. And all right.
Very well, Mr. Klessman.
Blood
That's the most
dodging
we can ask
bullets.
for.
Dodging bullets.
All right, let's get this proverbial show on the road.
Yeah.
He's excited. Let's go. I
So,
part of me wants to yell something dumb, but I don't think he'd get it, and that's not half the fun if he doesn't get it.
were you going to try to bring the truck with the scorpion through the desert? Or, because, Carlos, you did see that when, it was relaying this information to you, you got the sense that the truck had rolled downhill for a while, so you think it might be at the bottom of, like one of the hills.
It's at the bottom of one of the hills. Ish. So,
Like, the truck might be, of the three vehicles you've got there, would probably be able to get pretty decent, since, it's meant for, like, off-road use, but
Okay.
the Jalopy and Hanzo's car probably won't make it very far.
oh yeah,
Okay,
no, don't
so-
worry about the jalopy. That no one's gonna steal this. I've literally left the keys and a note of, if you steal this, congratulations, it's yours, and left it in a parking lot for 2 weeks.
Just no one wanted it.
No one wants her. She's fine. Hanzo
Oh,
can
well,
walk his car.
Then we're going with me then.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep an eye on the scorpion in the back.
And once it becomes clear that you're all ready to go, the Sierra doesn't really, like, ask for, like, confirmation as they just start lumbering out into the desert.
Oh, all right, here we go.
We're just gonna follow on foot.
You're not gonna
Yeah,
get in trouble.
it's not
Fuck
running, and it's like going at a decent pace, for something its size. That's normally in water, but it seems to be keeping a decent pace. Um, yeah, so let's see, just so we can speed things up. So, you follow the Sirandra, occasionally conversing with Carlos to get on track, and you're going along, and you see that you start getting into the hilly areas, and you have to start going towards like paths that are already there, or areas where it's not too extreme, and like the scorpulidite, like there's like that squealing it makes that from exhaling through the couldn't remember the right term for a second, but it's still bound, and it doesn't does not look in any not going to be able to escape anytime soon.
Good,
But
good.
it does seem a little annoyed at like the jostling, but not much you can do about it. But and like Winifred, like you see occasionally you see like coyotes kind of approach, notice this massive thing, and just nope, turn around and walk away.
Fair.
And like it's kind of a surreal feeling because I assume you have like the headlights on, and you just see this massive albino pale thing just lumbering through the desert, just looking completely out of place as you're following it in the middle of the night. But as you start going, you realize, I think it was Winifred who noticed this earlier in one of the previous episodes, but you start realize, oh, this is in the direction that you saw those vultures and buzzards circling earlier in the day.
Oh shit.
And you're as you're going along, because it's like along the outskirts of where you're kind of like skirting along where like the farming and grazing areas are, because this is mostly where like they would bring the cattle to graze, and it stops and points as there's like one of the furthest out canals that reach out this far, and it goes. And Carlos, you hear it say, it points out that's where it fled into the water after the crash. It goes, not far.
Okay. So the crash that got him out into freedom was just up ahead, roughly. So that means if we follow it, we might be able to find the poachers. Because from what he's going by, he wasn't in containment all that long.
So this shouldn't be that far.
So they shouldn't be that far.
Okay, so we take the animals to safety and then we get the poachers.
Yep.
Indeed.
Hopefully.
You continue on for a bit, and it's not that hard to find it, because you actually smell it before you find it. But like you come around a hill, and because it's like you're now at sort of like where the mountains start climbing a little more severely, like this little strand of mountain that reaches out into the valley, and you know that further up because you can see the reflective like little markers. You realize that there is a road up higher higher up on the little mountainous area, and as you approach you start to smell this rotten putrescent smell that's sickly sweet, like something's been decaying under the sun, and all mixed with like burnt oil. And
Yeah.
you go up and you see the wreckage of a lorry truck, one of the big box trucks, smashed down at the base of a very steep hill, and you see what looks to be like a small fire that had broken out around it, but the smell of rot that you smell, thankfully the fire didn't spread and cause a brush fire, probably because of the recent rains. It was still, the plants were wet enough, or moist enough, they didn't catch fire. But the smell that alerted you to it is what looks to be like mud spread out around, like something had spilled from the truck, and you see like various crates and some like barrels, and the things are just kind of scattered around. And you actually do see the remains of a chupacabra, like two chupacabras that look like they died in the crash, and like things have picked at them over the day.
Oof.
And the Sierra Andrea points and it goes, "This is where we are, where it happened." And they point up higher to the mountain and goes, "I can hear it. The mouth is up there."
Ooh. Hey,
It would be less freaky if it wasn't a weird meat mountain.
Carlos.
Hey.
And
Yes?
just so you know, the main entrance, like the Catawba Maw, is pretty far distance north. It's like this is technically the same mountain chain, but it is further north. And this is Hanzo. You would know this is one of the furthest south entrances that have been, officially discovered.
Mm-hmm.
If this is an entrance,
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
So
Ask him if the mountain. Ask him how the mountain talks. Like, how? Like,
no.
how communicative is it?
He can hear it, which I mean it's a living organism, so it's not like it's not gonna be breathing.
But we don't know how intelligent the flash pit is, if at all.
I don't want to find out by having it directly injected into my brain. So thanks, but no thanks.
That's fair.
And so now that you've discovered this is a perfect chance to investigate a mystery if someone wants to.
Yes.
Sure.
I am good at I am good at this thing.
I am not. So I am going to look over this and it's like, I'm glad you got out of here, bud. Because this is kind of gross.
Yeah, Dice Roller hates me tonight.
9. Ooh.
Like I said, you can roll physical dice. I won't be upset.
It's okay.
Or even like
Fine
other
with
dice
me.
rollers.
Listen, I enjoy it when Fred fails.
And you get EXP for failure.
Hey, high
Wow,
five,
that's a lot
Scappa.
of ones.
Hey.
Damn.
Okay, so 8s and 9s. You get a hold of one. What happened here? What creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where'd it go? Well, this is more of a not really like you already have the two creatures. You've dealt with them, so you don't really need those. If you just have general questions, or if you just want me to like say what you find, you can use your hold that way. Since the standard questions don't really.
Well, I think what happened here could still give us something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We don't know what caused the crash.
Okay, so what happened here, Olivia? You go and look towards where the
Driver?
Yes, the driver.
Okay.
No, my brain is like it's trying to say no, brain. It's not the car cockpit. That's not the term. But my brain is like, no, it is. But anyways, you go over to where the drivers would be, and it is. You see that there is like scorching. It looked to be like a minor fire started, but as you look in, unfortunately, you like stumble over something and you look down and there is a human body that looks like they were flung out of the car, and there are burns and some of the, without being too gruesome, it looks like buzzards got to them too.
Hmm.
But this one, it looks to be an older man, and the grotesque thing is not the burns or the injuries, is his head is twisted completely around, and it like his neck looks like strangely elongated, and you realize it's because his neck has been crushed in such a way that the bones are no longer holding his head, and it's only the skin holding it. Not to be gruesome, but it's like something
Yeah.
completely crushed this man's neck.
Oh, she
And
like
looking inside, you see not as gruesomely, but there is a passenger. They weren't flung from the vehicle because it looks like they were wearing their seatbelt, but it looks like they died on impact.
oh. Did you ask your buddy if he knows what did this?
Oh, the Carlos like
This is a lot.
Carlos is gonna like translate like that. So, do you remember the others who escaped with you?
It goes that, and it points to the Scorp of the Night, and it goes the bats, and you get the image of the chupacabras. I didn't smell anything else or sense anything.
So,
I was completely. I did not escape until the box was thrown.
that's fair. So, all
And
Thundar knows is chupacabras and the scorpion thing.
What the hell crushed this guy's neck?
Tommy and Winifred, you both get holds, so you can ask a question.
Tommy's going to hold his.
Okay. And Winifred, I will actually give this one to you for free just because you're a vampire.
Mhm.
That mud and that putrescent smell, that was the smell of rotten and superorganism blood. And you see those barrels were pumped full of it, they ruptured on impact and soaked the ground, creating the mud.
Ugh.
At least they were smart enough to try to bring food for them. Not that it worked.
And yeah, you would guess that was probably the blood for the chupacabras.
Don't touch the mud.
Blood, though?
Don't touch the mud. It's been out here for a couple days.
No, fair enough.
Yeah, just don't touch the mud.
And like looking up Winifred, you can see looking up the hill, and there's the metal railing that would normally be there to protect like roads that go along the hillside. It's broken through. It looks like they plowed right through it and tumbled down, and like you see a few like a broken mesquite tree or broken cactus, barrel cactus. So it's pretty clear they drove off the road.
Yeah.
And this is just far out enough from town that nobody's noticed that it's been broken.
Yeah. Because, like, Olivia, you were looking at the map earlier, like, mentioned this previous lab. This area, there's nothing out here besides, like old abandoned mines back when they were, like silver mining and, like, precious gem, or, like, amethyst mines. But nothing's been active out here since before, the superorganism was discovered.
What else could it? So it wasn't Thundar? Is that what you're calling him?
Thunder, yeah.
It wasn't Thunder.
Thundar.
What else? Thundar.
Thundar.
Is this revenge for the monkeys? Mongoose? For the chupacabra pronunciations?
So this definitely wasn't Thundar or Chupacabra no, Scorpion would have popped his head clean off.
Only one way to find out.
Something else out.
It's probably fine.
Oh, I would say that counting the crates and stuff, there's a large one for your buddy Thundar, and they point that one out. You see one that would be just enough for the Scorpionite that looks like the latches on it broke. And you see, oh jeez, roughly like 10 crates? Yeah, it would have been about like 10 crates. You're not sure if all of them were full, but like 2 of them you do see like the dead chupacabras that died in the crash.
Mm-hmm.
And with conversing with the Thunder, you do realize that between the ones he got and the ones you captured, you're pretty sure that all of them are accounted for.
It seems like we have all the Chupacabra rounded up at least, plus these 2. Like there's
Between those ones, the ones that Thundar ate and the ones that we caught, yeah, that's all of them.
Wait, is there any miscellaneous?
You caught 4. The 2 that were here, and then the one that Fred encountered, and they say that they got 3 others. So yeah, that would be 10.
Is there any miscellaneous cages like that don't seem to fit the others?
Nope. This thing looks like it was packed to full with just the 12 of them, and then the barrels.
And what the fuck caused the crash?
If my bet is like, if I'm gonna bet, maybe one of them got sloppy and didn't properly tranquilize one of them.
But a Chupacabra couldn't crush a neck like this. Thundar doesn't seem to think he did it. And
they were dead. They were dead and dead or dying when I got out of the box.
And Scorpionite would have completely severed this head. There's something else going on here.
But so what do y'all want to do next? It will take a little bit if you want to take the truck with you, but it's not too steep. It's not too steep to get up there if you all wanted to climb. And like your friend Thundar, no problem for him. But it would take a while to backtrack to find an entrance to the road and get up there. But it's not too far.
We do have the Scorpionite with us.
Mm-hmm.
If the poachers are still there, we will want the element of surprise.
True. Do you have to get that sorted out first? I think that the Scorpionite should be safe. Should be fine sitting here for a minute.
Yeah. We can investigate the wreck later. We need to deal with this situation.
Yeah. I'll toss some meat into the cage near the Scorpionite's mouth.
And you see the little secondary pincer mouth parts that scorpions have dart out and grab it and starts munching on it.
Nom nom nom.
Nom nom nom.
But so y'all start climbing up the hill.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thunder starts climbing.
Oh fuck! All right.
Yeah, I guess we're going.
Yeah, I guess we're going. I'm gonna have my lasso out. On my side.
Okay, so this is a question, and I don't want to show my hand too much. We are very close to being able to wrap up this arc if we are willing to go like a few minutes past.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I just if it gets too late, I don't want to hold anybody, but it's just
we're close.
And may not be enough narrative meat to make another session.
Yeah, I get you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Sorry. Discord went red on me and I was saying RTC disconnected, so I wasn't sure if it was. But okay, so following Thundar up the hill, and it's not that steep. It's a little rough on for a bit, but it's with help. Everyone gets up there, and the Thunder goes, "I don't." He goes, "Drove or it's like we traveled for a while. I think they wouldn't know the term for driving, but it goes. It felt weird being carried, and but following his lead, their lead, you go, and it's maybe another hour or so on foot. Um, and they go, we are close. As you know, by this point, you're not even on asphalt road. It's just dirt road. As you like the following the road, it turned off, and just following it as you're going, he seems to get. I'm just gonna say him. Um, following his lead, he seems to become more focused as if it's calling to him louder, and eventually he goes, actually, Winifred, because you're so keenly attuned to the smell, as you start going, like you start seeing signs that say, like, no trespassing, danger, abandoned mine, and but like there's a gate that's been like pushed open, like an old rusty metal gate that's been pushed open
Mm-hmm.
at the end of this road, but as you're going, like it's kind of tucked between these two steeper mountain ridges, as all of a sudden you smell blood again, but this is fresh. Like you smell human blood, and it is fresh and thick on the night air.
Oh.
As like going up towards this, following this dirt path, and you see fresh tire tracks, and even boot
Footprints.
prints. Yes, geez, my brain was just like, I'm gonna cause you trouble right there.
Oh, yes, butt prints.
Yeah.
Footprints
It
and
was
boot
trying
prints.
to make the pronunciation of foot and boot, and
It's fine.
I like short circuited. But anyways, and even Thundar like seems to hesitate as Carlos you hear. Basically, I smell death ahead.
Ooh.
There's a lot of blood up there. Hold on, just 1 second. And she puts she puts something over her nose so she can't smell it as bad.
That's a good idea.
And so, following Winifred and Thundar's lead, you come around this pile of boulders and stuff as the path turns, and you see tucked up in this where these two little mountain ridges split into a fork. You see what looks to be the entrance to an old mine, and you see vehicles like dotted around, and there's some lights that were set up, but none of them are on. You see, actually, some of them are flickering faintly, but what you see is a massacre. You see people scattered about, as just quickly counting just by the heads what looks to be 4 people. Some have been torn apart. Several look to have been sliced apart, similar to the Scorpionites' pincers. And in fact, you do see a dead Scorpionite off to near the mine entrance, and it looks to have been killed by gunfire, as it is also like frozen mid combat, like claws wrapped around someone, but both of them dying in the combat. But otherwise, you don't see anything else besides these vehicles, a similar truck, and some other off-road capable trucks and you see similar crates to what you saw inside the wreckage.
Well, damn, guys, looks like someone beat us to the whole killing them thing.
What the fuck?
They might have failed to contain it.
It kind of makes sense given how many of these creatures are just running about. Seems like this operation was probably kind of poorly conceived.
Way into
And
their heads.
as you're talking, Thundar stomps forward on his two legs, well, kind of like knuckle walks, sort of like a primate, but they go forward and they're like sniffing at the air, and it goes, and they point to the Mayan and Carlos. You hear in your head, goes, I think they dragged us through there to bring us up here. And it goes, there was another one of my tribe here. But, and they like sniff at the air, they go, I think they escaped back down. And you do see a crate that would have been similar size to the one that he was contained in, that is smashed open from the inside.
Looks like another Scrondre did this.
Shady or Tommy or Winifred, you both have holds. Did you want to ask any questions? Because this is a perfect chance for Rita for investigate a mystery.
Any dangers we haven't noticed yet?
There's actually not. You don't see anything. It is
cool.
only you and the dead and your friend Thundar.
Can I ask the obvious question and look and see if something like our buddy did this, or if it was something different?
Okay. Winifred, through your years of just being alive or unalive, you've seen some gruesome things. Working as a deep ranger, you've seen like things, some gruesome scenes down in the superorganism as endofauna tore apart endofauna, or tore apart people that were unlucky. But you start looking and you see the ones. You do see some, like two of them. It looks like, including the one that was killed mid combat with it. Excuse me. They were the sheared. Looks like the scorpion that got him.
Mm-hmm.
But then the other two, you see one with the similar broken neck, where it just looks like something with a. Now that you can look and you're like using flashlights, looks like a massive hand squeezed their neck, like a hand bigger than the neck's grip space was, surface area. And the other person, it looks like something impaled them, but it doesn't, like, not like the Scorpionites, but like something large and jagged was run through this person and disemboweled them.
And does this match anything like the Sahandre would have?
It could.
Yeah.
Because, like, looking at Thundar's claws, they are massive spikes.
Yeah, ask him. It's like, hey, can you bring your hand over here for reference?
It's like, I know that they've only been recently seen, but would I know that this is one of the ways that they kill things?
From what you've seen and like reports and like, because you haven't really, like, you've found like the remains of what you assume to be their previous meals. All claws and teeth, and like death rolls. This is like the like the neck break and then the impaling. That looks deliberate. Is like the only like thing that you can. It's deliberate is the vibe that you get, not animalistic.
So something did this maliciously.
Yeah, and there's like one of the vehicles is like a RV Winnebago type, and as let's see, Fred, you're probably like walking by as the door swings open and a man comes falling out of it, and and starts trying to run, and he's like babbling incoherently.
Whoa, buddy, what's the problem?
It's like we need that guy. He's a witness.
Yeah.
Lasso!
It's like, hey, Thundar, you want revenge?
No, we're trying to catch him, not kill him. Lasso, go!
Just pin him down gently. With
Okay,
your massive
so
man
9.
hands.
Yeah, I'll say that you managed to lasso him, and like you trip him up, and he is clawing at the dirt, trying to claw away in just pure panic, and he's like going, let me go, it's gonna come back.
What's going to come back?
What did you bring up? You fucking
What did
idiot.
you do?
And he's just trying to escape. He's not listening.
Thundar, could you gently hold this one to the ground for a minute?
And he like looks at you and then towards it, and then kind of turns his back on it before his really heavy tail just slaps down and like pins him down.
Dude, ow.
And yeah, like you hear the wind get like knocked out of the guy as he's just like compressed.
Could I attempt to manipulate someone?
Sure.
I haven't really rolled this very often, so let me check. Yeah, I'm gonna try and calm him down a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
And with manipulate, I think you need to give them a reason to do what you ask.
Yeah. What? Let's see.
I mean, I will give this to you. He is being held down by a giant crocodile.
Damn.
Yeah.
I only got a 6, so it would be a miss anyway.
Okay. And yeah, he is. Yeah, he's just completely panic stricken.
Did I try?
Olivia? Armin, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe you can get through it all.
No, Tommy.
Okay.
In case all else fails.
No, I am not. I got a 4. That would not work.
Oh my god!
Oh no!
That's not even. What the fuck
Fine.
are these
2d6. I'm at this point. I'm gonna give it a shot because
Fred's good at talking with people, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll manipulate someone.
I'm bad at this. I have a
Wow.
-1.
You got the highest. Yeah.
Eh.
Hey, there we go.
Hey,
Fred
hey,
had a
buddy.
rampage.
Listen, it seems like a whole bunch of bad shit's going on here. We're just trying to clean up the whole mess so no one else gets hurt. So why don't you tell us what you know so we can, take care of all the monsters and whatnot, eh?
And the man who is like just panic, like eyes darting back and forth as if he's like not even paying attention to anyone, and then like you start talking to him and the eyes snap towards you and he's like, I'm so sorry, we didn't know this place.
Hey, it's okay. Listen, old Fred Klutzman and his friends are gonna take care of everything, so just let me know what's still on the loose. What do we gotta look out for?
I don't know. I was in the RV. I was cooking dinner for everybody, and then everything went dark. The lights went out. And then the screams, and like.
Okay, calm down.
He
Take a
points to the
breath.
RV, and it's like, yeah, the RV is just a big splash of blood across it.
So everything went dark. You didn't see nothing.
I heard Sam and Baker. They started screaming, and then the gunfire, and then it was all quiet, and then I started to laugh, and then I heard the metal shaking, and then the box broke, and I heard a roar, and then I don't know what happened, and then I don't know how long ago that was, and then you showed up.
All right, well, that's pretty ominous. We're gonna get these animals into the pit there, and then you can come with us, and we can tell everyone about what happened to your friends. And
Please,
make
I
sure
don't care. I don't care if you turn me over to the police. Just get me out of here.
we're
please.
gonna have to talk to the police there. They're gonna be interested in this whole massacre situation. So, but it's okay. It's gonna be okay, buddy. Do you need a hug? You've been through a rough time.
Aww.
Do you need a hug
Yeah.
as he's pinned underneath a giant lizard's tail?
Yeah, and then he he looks up at it, and he starts struggling again. He's like, "Let me go, let me go."
You can let him go. He's not gonna run. Don't worry, buddy.
I'm just gonna lean into Olivia, and in case he does run, you still got the tranquilizer.
Listen, I haven't relaxed, so it's fine.
So
Just in case.
the tail does lift up, and the guy once again starts trying to run, even as he's like trying to kick off the ropes.
Ah, buddy,
guy
that's a
is-
bad move.
She tightens it again and trips him.
Yeah, so
Alright, guy.
this guy's going to go to. I'm just going to say, for ease of time, this guy is going to try to escape. If you don't escort him out yourselves, he's going to try to escape and flee. He is
So trank him.
sheer blind panic.
Alright, she's
Frank
gonna take
the
it.
He needs a
She's gonna
nap.
take out a dart.
No,
You
no,
gotta
no.
take
Hold
out a
on.
dart.
Hold on. Just.
Huh?
She's.
Vampire hypnotism?
No, I don't have that yet. She's just gonna, she's gonna turn him over. She's gonna give you your rope. She's going to tie him up using his own shirt and then throw him back into the RV and shut the door and crumple the handle so it can't open again.
With the scorpion guy? No.
The RV.
The RV that he came back out of.
Because I was about to say, damn.
I'm just gonna toss him to the scorpion.
Yeah. I mean, talk about karmic justice, I guess.
No, she's just going to throw him
Yeah,
back into the RV that he came out of and then slam the door.
Well, yeah, so I will say that we'll keep the guy contained for the moment. He's not going to be able to get out of that.
Good
Fixed!
job, Winifred. Thank you, Winifred.
And now we have that dart for whatever the fuck did all of this. And she gestures to everything.
What the fuck? Laughing? What the fuck is in the superorganism that's going to laugh?
Well, our friend here is a lot smarter than he looks, too.
What if
Yeah.
we're fighting the Joker?
What? That's
You know,
dumb.
Jack Nicholson?
Oh, I thought you were meaning Cesar Romero for a second, and then like,
Oh, what an old timer, eh?
late night television.
The old Batman show was classic, though.
Yeah, it is. Alright, load up the dart, keep the rifle out.
And
Keeping-
Thundar
At
is
the,
focused on the mine.
at the
All
risk
right,
of being
Thunder.
offensive, Winifred,
Hmm?
I just looking at the necks. It's like, is something like this within your strength ability?
Ooh.
It is, but they have way too much blood left.
And
So
I
it's
don't.
not a vampire.
And I think Winifred's hands are too small to get the whole neck like that.
You would be surprised how little hands you need to snap somebody's neck.
Hey, but this isn't just a neck snap. This is like a neck pulverization.
Like extension.
Yeah, someone
I mean-
didn't just break this. Someone whose hand was bigger than the neck itself squeezed and broke all the bones inside and extended the neck.
As you're all discussing this, Thundar seems to have grown impatient enough that he starts walking towards the mine entrance.
Hold on, bud. Wait for the bug. Wait for the bug. We don't want the bug.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's not let him go by himself. But there's maybe something else around.
I am almost 100% certain nothing's going to fuck with him.
I'm still worried. Something doesn't feel right here. There's, some of this looks like it was done by another Scrandre, but something else is going on here, Carlos.
Oh no, this place reeks of magic bullshit.
Maybe?
Actually, that's the thing. Carlos and Connor, can you both roll weird?
Oh.
Sure.
And you know what? Maybe Tommy too.
Okay. What roll is this?
Weird. Wow. Andre,
Wow!
what the heck?
What? What the fuck are these rolls tonight?
Tommy,
Dice
let's
God.
see. Okay.
Hey!
Okay.
Tommy
Carlos,
comes in clutch.
Carlos and Connor, neither of you don't notice anything. This is some weird shit. But Tommy,
Yeah.
it's almost like an animal instinct kind of thing. You just feel like the entire, like since getting here and then as people started deciphering what went on here, you just feel this unease. Something was here, and you are not sure if it is gone watching, or just, you are suddenly on edge in a way that you haven't felt in years.
Something's sketch here.
Right?
God.
And actually, with an 11, I would say it's like, it's no longer here, but you're not sure how long ago it was here, or if it's gone and watching, or if it is truly gone. But something was here very recently, and it is something lingered after it. Not like physically lingered, but like it almost feels like a residue.
Ooh. Something with bad presence just getting the heebie-jeebies over here. It just feels.
Am I the only one who doesn't know anything about this magic bullshit?
You'll learn in time, sweetheart. Give it time. Give it time.
I think Tommy's only like a year or two older than Olivia.
Yeah!
He's got miles on him, though.
Okay,
He's in his 30s.
so the difference is that Olivia is a person who has had a career and a job, and Tommy is a man who has aged 3 times as much because he has to deal with life-threatening situations on the daily basis for forever how long he's been a goddamn hobo.
That's right.
Olivia has to deal with fucking giant murder birds on a daily basis.
And he
That's
has to deal with
that's a supernatural.
You also get enough food and sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay, just because I know it's getting late for people, but
Also, she's a trans woman in the 90s, so.
Thundar is making his way into the mining tunnel, and he, like Carlos, you get the response when you tell him to hold up, and he goes, "I'm so close. Home is so close."
Aww. Let's not keep him up. Let's just keep an eye on him, and then we can bring the Kryptonite after. All right,
So-
Carlos.
Well, Scripplodite's banged up pretty bad. We may need to give it medical attention back at the
That's also a fair point.
entrance.
We can bring it to the preserve. We'll take care of it.
Y'all don't know how to take care of experience taking care of Scorplodites, though. It'd be a learning experience.
And I assume this is a conversation you're having as we're walking in after him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not trying to trample anyone like discussion. I just know it's
You were
getting late.
pretty
But
on time. I gotcha.
It's getting a bit late.
okay, so this will. Okay, here we go. Traveling through the dark mine tunnel, following after Thunder. You pass rusted cart tracks lining the path, with only the occasional electric lantern hung up for light, assumedly an addition of the vultures. Eventually, you come to where the carved stone breaks into a natural cavern, the air growing much more humid as you pass deeper. It's almost an instant change that you notice as you continue. The natural cavern walls cracked and rubble strewn about the ground. There you spot a gap in the stone wall, a few scattered lanterns the only light around what was unmistakably an entrance to the superorganism. Spiked teeth protrude between the cracked stone and the gray rock, yields to dark ruddy flesh beyond the yawning portal. A winch system secured at the mouth with cables leading down at a steep angle. First to go is Thundar as they crawl in, and the entrance looks barely big enough that it would have been able to carry the crates that he was contained in out.
See you, bud.
And do you all follow?
Huh?
Oh, he actually stops and motions and to follow. And he goes, "Come."
All right. Is this gonna be my first time inside the superorganism?
Hey, Annie?
Yeah, what?
What's the likelihood of me immediately dying if I follow him in?
She does a hand motion, that sort of
Fuck it, moving to this town was worse odds, and it goes in.
Yeah. Let's fucking go. Is this gonna be
Everyone following?
Olivia's first time in the superorganism?
Probably.
Yeah, this would be everyone except Winifred's first time down in.
Oh fuck yeah, Olivia!
I don't think Alonso actually probably would have gone to some of the more potent controlled areas. So yeah, Winifred and Hazo are the only ones who have been down.
Awesome.
Just be careful.
At the same... Yeah.
He's not being dumb, but
I guess we're doing this.
So everyone follows in after Thundar. The descent is dark, humid, and uncomfortable. The group of you having to fight off the natural fight instinct telling the primal part of your brains that you were being devoured alive. It was a blessedly short descent using the cables to secure and lower yourselves, and below you can see the tooth-spiked tunnel bend, leveling out. Emerging out, you stand on a somewhat pliable floor of flesh. You carefully follow the tunnel a short distance before you start to see a new hue of light different from the lantern's glow ahead around a bend. Emerging from the passageway after following Thundar, you step out into a bizarre yet spectacular sight as it suddenly expands into a large cavern-like cavity. The floors, walls, and ceiling that stretch off into the gloom are dense, sturdy muscle that comprise most of the organism. Struts of bone as solid and thick as tree trunks seen along the walls or even stretching from ceiling to floor like pale stalactites and stalagmites. For those of you that had never been inside the superorganism, it was a bizarre thing to see that the interior was far from devoid of light in the gloom. Bioluminescent lights glow from sections of the flesh, stretching like slime molds across the surface and beneath, pulsing with dull colors. Other streaks pulse through, Winifred recognizing them as the neural strands that spark with energy if they are cut into carelessly. Strands of dark blue light seem to drip and ooze from the ceiling, giving a bizarre, starry atmosphere to the cavity cavern. You even see a few of the glowing endofauna known as cytojellies, organisms vaguely resembling aquatic jellyfish and comb jellies lazily bobbing in the air, blinking with iridescent light and lazy pulses like oversized fireflies. Yet it was the sound of running water that drew the group's attention as you see further into the cavern, a river of some kind of liquid flowing past, splashing up against sandy banks where you see plants, honest-to-goodness plants, growing alongside the strange river. Pale-leaved bushes, short barrel-shaped cactus, and bright red wildflowers dot the shores. Near where you emerge from the tunnel is no doubt the vulture's attempted camp within the superorganism, spotting tossed crates and supply crates and what looks to be the remains of another person as when you emerged, you see small organisms, endofauna, go scurrying off from the presence of Thundar. And they turn, and this time, in all of your heads, you hear the voice go, "Welcome to our home." And I think, I don't know, actually, that's, how do y'all react? You are now in the superorganism.
Connor is quite happy he can't smell shit.
This is
But-
amazing.
Freda's just standing there with the deadpanest look on her face.
It's really nice in here, Fred says, while his eyes clearly show he's freaking the fuck out.
This
This
is
is,
amazing, Thunder.
this is both somehow more and less sticky than I expected.
So this is what it's like inside a creature.
And there's a sudden, like, splashing spray of water thrown up from the river that's, several yards away, as emerging and charging from the water in your direction, bellowing in fury, is another Sirandra. This one even bigger than Thunder. But Thunder steps in front, and they skid to a stop. And you hear in your heads the psychic, like, lead from them as they, like, clank their, like, heavily boned snouts against each other in, like, recognition. And Thunder looks to you and says, This is sister of my tribe. She was, and, like, he explains that she was taken up, but something killed their captors and set her free. And she fled back down here and was waiting.
I knew there was something else. Does she know what?
And, like, Thundar turns back, and there's, like, that. It's kind of like a weird whispering that's like a buzz at the edge of your hearing. And it looks back and she goes, basically what you get back isn't their language, but human language, but a voice as if they're saying, like, copying something they heard, the flayed one.
What the fuck?
And as they say that, like, you see it's like a shiver goes through them, and they both turn, and far off in the distance of the cavern, you see as flash of bioluminescent light, there in the depths and barely visible to anyone except Winifred. You see, Winifred, a figure, hunched and humanoid, leaning around a bend in the walls and around us, and thick clawed hand with nails sharp as spikes, pickaxes, and just as large, curl around the bone strut as a face. Eerily humanoid, if not for the angular motion of its jaws and the massive pointed ears that stretch up from a skull that has no flesh. Exposed muscle and blood exposed and dripping to the ground as jagged teeth clatter as you hear a as it slips back into the darkness. And both Thundar and the other Sirandra bristle with like tension, but then the tension drains out of them and goes. And they turn back, and Thundar, you just hear in that sense in your head, it goes, fear that one. Above all else, fear that one.
What the fuck?
And I think that's a good place for us to stop.
Mm.
Yep, that is a good place for
That's
us. to
definitely
stop.
not ominous.
And
No, fuck. What?
no, that is the end of the opening arc. Sorry, I got
Yay!
dragged on a little bit there at points, but I'm so glad we were able to reach it this session, and that you were all able to finally get down into the superorganism.
Oh boy, we're in the meat.
We're in
We're in the
here.
meat.